right. Woo-hoo-hoo.
You cute. Reset.
Hello everybody. Hope you're all doing well. It's good to see you guys. It's good to see everybody. It's crack-a-lackin'. Hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. Sorry I didn't get a chance to catch everybody, but I hope you guys had a good weekend. Hope you guys having a good start of the week. Good Monday, good Tuesday. How's everybody doing? It is a Devo. It is a Devo, the one and only, I guess. Also, Winter, I was literally thinking about you today in the shower. No, sorry, I mean, in my heart, I was thinking about you. That's what I meant. Thank you for the 37 months. I was gonna fuck a message off your story and be like, I haven't heard from you in a while. Hope the vacation's going good. How is everybody? Hi, guys. I legitimately was Winter. Legitimately was. We must have the same brain deficiencies. Not ESP, it's more like disabled communication, I think. How's everybody doing? Adski, what's up, man? Been a while. How you been doing? Ghoul, Victoria, CDZ, getting some bevies. Cat lady still working. Rough. Hopefully finish soon. Boop, hi Boop. What did I see from you, Boop? I saw something from you the other day. I was, instead of doom scrolling, I'm already off track already. I haven't even started yet. Instead of doom scrolling, I was like going through old tweets and I was going through old clips on my phone in bed and stuff. And yeah, I was actually on your profile on Twitter, Boop, and you retweeted the partner stuff and retweeted a bunch of different stuff. And all your comments were just so goddamn lovely from like 2020, 2019. Man, I've been thinking a lot about close friends, a lot about the people that you hold dear and that are important to you for a long time and all that sort of stuff. And it's probably your fault, Boop. It's probably your fault. Your fault. Ah, is he? He's still Facebook at the moment, I think. Unless he's back already. Could be a good raid tonight, if so. Chaos, good to see ya. You're an outlier, or you can outlie on these balls, mate. You're doing well, Chaos. It's good to see you, dude. Did I miss anybody? I definitely did. I definitely did. B's here. What's up, B? How's the? Is it still your weekend today? And Dark, hello. And Kaiser, or Kaiser. Sorry, not Kaiser, not Kaiser, not Wilhelm. Oh, you Kaiser. You changed your name from something. I don't remember what the old name was, but I know you told me you changed it. I can't remember what the old one was. That's good to see you. Hope work went well. What's up, Trips? How you doing, dude? Is have you getting more than 2 hours of darkness yet, or is it still 24/7 sunshine? We're just gonna chill. We're just gonna chat. We're just gonna hang out for a little bit. I'm gonna drink my goddamn decaf. We'll catch up on the weekend. We'll catch up on all the days. No, that's right. That's right. That's right. Thank you for the reminder. I vaguely remembered half of the thing I should have remembered. Ooh, that's so exciting, I see. That's so exciting, man. Miss that. I actually went through the PAX photos. Who was I going through the PAX photos with? Who was I going through them with? I can't remember. Was it just me? I swear I was showing someone PAX photos of that. I've never looked like a smaller younger brother in my life. It must have been, maybe it was to myself. I swear I showed someone, I can't remember. Maybe it was a real life friend. It's all downhill now. Yep, it's gonna start getting, start warming up, isn't it? Is it gonna start getting cold for you? Must be starting getting cold for you. Oh, you got some ads? Yeah, so exclamation mark ads. If anyone's curious, we opted into the ad program. We're on the lowest ad setting we can do. It's one every 20 minutes or something. It turns off the pre-rolls for the new people. So if you tank an ad, one, cop that, you're freeloader. Oh, whoops. I'm joking, but thank you for dealing with it to help the new viewers that pop in, so they don't have to deal with it. So the pre-rolls are off for 17 minutes now, so the new people that pop in don't have to sit through them, which is nice. Which is nice. Oh yeah, for sure. What have you been up to, Adsy? You still doing the Deebs? The Deebs? Been dealing with that crap. Vacation Wednesday, and sure. Oh, while you're on vacation, a hailstorm. Oh, rough, dude. Being an adult is terrible. It's terrible. I want to go back to like recess and like eat. What are they called? Dunkery-doos? What were those things called? Australian viewers, Australian millennials, help me. Dunkery-doos. They were like this hazelnut Nutella thing with like these kangaroos. You dip it in. What were they called? They brought them back for like 6 months, and I don't think they were as good. Dunkaroos? What do I call them? Dunkery-doos? Yeah, Dunkaroos were the best. I want to go back to recess and swing on the monkey bars and eat Dunkaroos. I don't have to deal with bills and health issues. Who? I didn't sign up for this shit. This is unacceptable. Unacceptable, chap. Really? Wait. How do they have them in Canada and not in Australia? What's up, Dunny? Good to see you, mate. I might be seeing you IRL, I think. Should be pretty cool. They're in America too? What is this? What is this? How dare we ship them overseas? I'm upset and everything. Yeah, dude, I've been thinking about Hunt Showdown. Fucking, we gotta play that. we're such a loosey-goosey streamer at the moment. Like we're just chatting mental health and then side of games. And why the heck don't we play Hunt Showdown? I love that game. Oh man, such a good game. Such a good game. Although I did hit someone with a wind field from like 200 meters in the fucking head, and he just shrugged it off and turned around and domed me with a label. And I was like, is your head made out of like Kevlar? Am I shooting like airsoft pellets? I domed him in the head. Too far away apparently. Unrealistic. Go back to Tarkov. Headshots actually count. New boss? Is this the is it new? Like there's only 3 bosses when I played. Is this the 4th boss? Have they taken this many years to release it? It's a good game anyway. Dunkaroo list. That's alright, Riccardi. You've got like all the tasty kimchi and don't know another. I watched. There's a Netflix show called Kim's Convenience about a South Korean family that moves to Canada. It's really funny. It's really funny. They talk about some food that's really tasty, but I would definitely be erring on the side of racist stereotypes if I attempted to remember and say it. I'll end up saying like a Thailand food and get in trouble by accident. But I know you guys got some tasty food. A roaming alligator. You're kidding me. There's a Brucey. There's a roaming Brucey in Hunt Showdown. All right. So when's it released? 2 a.m. Thursday? I think we're playing Hunt Showdown either this week or next week. There's a roaming Brucey. I don't want to hurt Brucey. But you know what? We got a wildlife control. We got to conserve the bagoo. The bayou? Not the bagoo. The bayou. What's up, Buff man? Welcome back, dude. How's the second week of the job? Second week? First week? Hope it's going well, dude. Good to see you. That's the best emote. Riccardi in chat was the one that made that emote. I didn't send you it, Riccardi, but someone gifted a sub to someone else in a different channel when I was offline, wasn't streaming, purely, and I DM'd him and was like, oi, what the fuck's going on, you dickhead? And they purely gifted the sub because they said, wow, the emotes look so cool that they were using. And I forgot to send it to you. I know how you thrive off the accurate compliments to your skill. But BBC is taking over Twitch, just like does the rest of the internet. It's gone pretty good. Nice. It's good to hear. Goddamn Dunkaroos. I just want a Dunkaroo now. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear you going through some stuff, Winter. But Winter, you're such a goddamn strong person. Like you have been smacked by the thick croquet mallet of life, and you've been smacking it back. Oh, I'm so bad at PG metaphors. You know what I mean. You're doing good, Winter. Hi, Mads. Are you home? The day shifts, like you get the toddlers in the morning, and then the day shifts are dead, and then you get like a rush after school or on the weekends. Wait till the school holidays, Mads. It is horrific. It's like 14 days of just terribleness. It's good to see you. Also, if you see Nova, can you tell her I love her and I miss her? I'm too scared to say hello in an 800-person stream. But she's crushing it. I'm so happy with her. Thank you for the lurk, Adsky. Thanks to Adsky, I gotta install Hunt Showdown. I gotta do it. Has to be done. School holidays now. Ah, cop that. Yeah, it's rough. It's rough. I remember those days. Oh, yeah, yesterday off too, Ghoul. Nice. 3-day weekend. Did you see the kiddies on the weekend? That would have been nice, hopefully. Hopefully. Or just chill watch the footy. Trying to catch up with all the chat, but I'm probably bad. They brought them back. I guess I have to go to Canada to eat Australian food from my childhood. No, I haven't, Trips. I haven't even heard of that. Starship Troopers Extermination. Although, shout out to old mate King Deej. D-E-E-J-J. He was playing... I was pissing myself laughing within 30 seconds of the stream. He's such an Australian. It's so good. Actually, that's probably what kicked off this whole topic idea I was thinking about. That probably kicked off the... So we're going to talk today. Because it was just him and like 3 mates playing the new Alien game. There's a new... I don't know what it's called. Alien something. It's like a sequel to the original 3 movies in the video game form. It's a... what would you call it? I don't know the term for the game. There's like a squad of people and you run through raids. Like you run through raids and stuff. Like a co-op-y raid thing. And it's like, it's the Alien universe. So if you guys were back in like 2019, we played Alien Isolation, which We're going to be playing that. I have to play it for Halloween. It is one of my favorite games I've ever played. I love the Alien world. Maybe that's because I'm a boomer that grew up with those movies. Such a good game that like the psychological horror, the tension, the story, set on a spaceship called Sevastopol, which is actually based off the shipyard in Crimea, which is kind of topical at the moment. Such a good game. But there's a new Alien game, which is kind of like a co-op-y third-person raid thing. It's called Alien something. My hands are currently preoccupied, so I cannot Google. Isometric co-op shooter. There we go. Trips has got a big brain. Hi, Seppi. Seppi, go to bed. You got work early. Get out of here, Seppi. It's good to see you, though. It's good to see you. Oh, I got to change that before someone doxes me. A wonderful person, Docs360, that I forgot to reply to, even though I meant to, but I forgot to reply. He sent me a lovely message. He gifted a buttload of subs. So we're gonna probably make an emote in his honor as well. The most subs I've ever gotten in 5 years ever. But that makes it look like I want people to dox me. I probably should change. Aliens Like Descent. Thank you, Trips. Thank you, Descent. Yeah, Alien Like Descent. I don't know if it's... What's a Dunkaroo? It's like a... It's kind of like a Le Snack. I can't believe they call it Le Snack. You know the snack where you get the cheese and the crackers? Except the cheese is like a hazelnut spread, kind of like Nutella. And then the crackers are like kangaroo-shaped things. You dip it in the hazelnut. It was like a early 2000s thing you'd eat at recess. Oh, good luck, Seppi. You can't sleep, dude. That's understandable. Just keep trying. Keep trying. If you can't sleep, we'll be here for you. I gotta change that. Oh. I'm gonna encourage. I'll probably change it. Lazy. Oh god, this is not working. Oh, this is not working. Oh, what am I doing? I meant to change it. I forgetty, chat. My apologies. I'll have to, I'll put his name back up tomorrow. I'll write his full username. So people don't go, hang on, do I have a big PB of a doxy? Just go to any crack den in South Australia and just yell my name and you'll probably be close. Oh, that's actually another topic that I totally forgot about. I guess they're not working that well. I got new medication today. I saw my doctor yesterday. And I got new medication, and I got it this morning, first day on new medication, so, TLDR, going good, but we might get into that as well. It's kind of interesting, it's cookie biscuit with, yeah, they were really good, B, really good. I don't know what you had in New Zealand, probably like sheep and winter. Sheep and hobbits. Hoboto crackers. I don't know. What's that, murder? Is that little, is that like Looney Tunes? Yeah, that's the cat from Looney Tunes, right? Is it from Looney Tunes? What's that cat's name? What's up, dude? What was I talking about? I can't remember. You better say hi next time, DK. Dude, I can't say hi. The chat is like... Chat is going insane. But pass on my love. Please pass it on. Because I was going through a bunch of old comments and stuff, and one of the things I used to talk to Winter, one of the things I used to know about was, you know, you have heaps of viewers on one game, you drop down, you got no viewers, and then you swap games, and then it's kind of, if you're a partner and you got under partner viewers, it makes you feel bad, and there's pressure, and then she's popped back up to a different game, and she's crushing it just like she always was. Always was. I'm so proud. Hi, Shawayne. How many shots did you have, my man? How many shots did you have? Did you watch that clip? Watch it right now, actually. I'll play it for you. Thanks for the raid, brother. How did the old Red Dead go? Shawayne is a close mate of mine from like 5 years ago. He's a good boyo. He was playing some. What was the first game? Oh, he's got a bard in 7 Days to Die with a keytar, with a goddamn keytar rocking out. I would honestly rather live in 7 Days to Die. Is it not 7 Days to Die? Is it 7 Days to Die? No. Project Zomboid. Project Zomboid. I gotta play that too. And now he's doing Red Dead. He was murdering people on a train and then snapping his ankles. Yeah. I got you. Thanks for the raid, man. Thank you for the raid. Shawayne's a good boy. Is it? It's not Thirsty Thursdays today, but my man's a Texan. He gets after it. He's a good boy. Yeah, I'll watch that. I'll watch that today. Because when we went through, oh, interesting. Yeah, dude, it's really noticeable if you get a little bit too much. It's really noticeable. I'm on Concerta at the moment. We will talk about that though. It says I have 80 of them. Yeah, I don't have like standard definition AD. I got the high definition AD. That's right. Hi Alex, good morning. How's your day going today? I'm missing chat, I know, and I apologize. Oh, you gifted came from Docs? Yeah, you showed nothing but love. You came from K-Raid stream. Not surprising, K-Raid is another close friend of mine. I think I added some suggested channels down below. I don't remember who I added. I think Shawayne and Kay made the cut. I just added like the first 5 people in my brain. I think you're down there. I think I added you down there. RP is a grandma? No shit. Is it Kaiser? Kaiser. I keep wanting to say Kaiser. It's the inner German in me. Hi, Otwan. Good to see you. Jam. It's good to see you, man. Just got home. Hope you had a good day. I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. I'm going to show a video of Shawayne very quickly. Then we'll do the battle. Then I'll read up the chat that I've forgotten. Oh, Aristocrats. There you go, Dark. Thanks for getting that out of my brain. Yeah, I vaguely remember that like heavily animated movie from like the 90s. And then we'll do the battle and we'll do some stuff. Where is it? Must be on YouTube. Oh, actually, I just opened up my whispers. I whispered sweet nothings into Shawayne's ear. Oh, am I gonna get absolutely bamboozled with copyright? Well, there's only one way to find out, chat. There's only one way to find out. Oh, there's noises. Why are there noises? This one. Make sure nothing's... I'm so terrified I'm gonna like leak shit. It must have been we'll put it really low. We'll talk really loud. This is like the 2 years on Twitch because we played the 1 year on Twitch. Maybe we'll watch this if you guys are interested. Also, I know that where is it? Yeah, here. I know that what's it called? Only Up is pretty popular at the moment. I know Ali's playing through it. I've seen nearly nothing of it, but it looks like a first person getting over it. That's what it looks like to me. For my 100 followers, I said I would play Getting Over It for 24 hours straight until I finished it. For 100 followers, chat. I wouldn't do that for 1 million followers now. You understand? 100 subs might get you like, thank you. That's all you're getting. You don't understand the shit I was doing back in the day. Oh my God. This is up on the YouTube, by the way. Exclamation about YouTube. For 100 followers, I did 24 hours of Getting Over It. Just play it through. So, all right, before we play, how far do you think I got? How far do you think I got in, 3D Jump King, yeah, Rage. How far do you think I got in 24 hours of Getting Over It? Or how long do you think it took me till I finished it? Yeah, see, I did 24 hour for my 50 subs. That was where Steve-O and Brucey came out. This is a good video of the thing. How long do you think it took me to finish Getting Over It in a 24 hour stream? Halfway, about a third. Halfway fell to the bottom. You finished it? I gave up? Yeah, it's a trick question. I did not finish it. 24 hours of Getting Over It, and I ended at the start. I couldn't get past that goddamn apple. There's an apple, and apparently there's some like epic reward at the top. You can't spoil it or you get banned. There's some epic reward at the top. We gotta do it again. I'm so mad. 24 hours of pain for 100 followers. I think I had like 1.5 subs and like 2 viewers. Oh, Oh, it's pain. You don't understand. You understand. You understand. This is when I used to live at my parents' house. This is just before I... no, sorry. This is when I moved back into my parents' house after being heavily depressed and suicidal. And then I decided, you know what, let's start streaming and play Getting Over It, because that'll make you feel better. Actually did, to be honest. I was so upset. I was so upset, chat. I had like 1.5 viewers from Estonia and an incognito tab. And I'm like, what am I doing with my life? Shawayne's in this video. Shawayne's coming up, I assure you. Here you go. This is 24-hour live stream with 30 subs. This is October 2018. This is when the hang on. Look at my moves. Look at the... We'll do the battle in a second, I promise. This is when the DVD addiction started. October 2018. My first green screen, I went to Spotlight and bought a greenish cloth and just duct taped it to the rental wall I was living in. Definitely didn't take any paint off. I promise. Definitely always good boy rental. Oh, it's rough. And I kept Thanosing. Before you go, hang on, Shawayne. Oh, sorry, I know I'm rambling. November 1st green screen. December, here we go. December, this is 2018. December 2018. Oh, Brucey, that's Fawn Face's name. She was the first one on Brucey. Back in the day. Oh yeah, just a few shoeies, you know. First ever merch sale. First ever merch sale. I can't wear this down under, but I'll still pull the trigger. Recent subscriber Shawayne. First ever, look at this. I'm only like Devotion 1. I didn't even hit rank 6 yet. Dude, you were the first person ever. Shawayne was telling me that he's got holes in it now. He's been wearing it so long. Yeah, I appreciate it. Get out of here, dude. I know you've been smashing shots. Get to bed. Thank you so much for the raid, man. I appreciate the heck out of it. The full video is here if you're interested. This was my merch screen. I sold 2 bras with targets on the nipples. Only one of them was female. And they both confirmed that the accuracy of the target was nowhere near the nipples. Man, we had some wild shit back in the day. Look at that green screen. We'll set the merch store up again at some point. We will. But that is quite a little interesting. Yeah, I saw that the other day because we played the 1 year thank you video because I wanted to show Docs some of the pathway that we're on. And then I watched the 2 year thank you video, which was that one, and I saw Shawayne, and I was like, oh my god, I recognize that man. Yeah, you're a beast, Shawayne. Get out of here, get some rest, dude. Thank you so much for the love today. I highly recommend checking him out. D&D, zombies, good boyo. Good boyo. I actually had a little gander at the merch store the other day, because I was like, oh, is it still active? Is the website even still work? And the prices for the merch is like so much cheaper than it used to be. So much, like it's like at half price. I think Logitech bought Streamlabs at some point in the last few years. Is it Logitech? I think it was Logitech. Which is no surprising because they're a great company and it seems like the merch is half price. And I got an email today saying, your stuff has been shipped. So next week there's going to be an unboxing. There's going to be some cool shit chat. We're becoming a big boy streamer. I'm so excited. Mads and Kebab. Kebab Urudgo. Nice name. Is that like, you like kebabs? Or if you are a kebab, you're rude and you need to go? The mysteries we need to work out. Some cool stuff coming. Cool stuff coming. I hope there's no riff-raff. That's what you want from your moderators. Just hope. Do what you gotta do, Brandon. Don't stress, dude. If you're busy. Yeah, the mods are the riff-raff. Mods are the riff-raff. And John dropped gifted 10 skins the other day. So we're only 69. So I don't want any more skins, but if you do buy a Stevo skin, so you can protect the crocodiles, the big BBC, if we get up to 100, we get another one. Get another big skin. And I'm going to ask my wonderful artist, Rakali, to do it for me. Oh my god, I asked a favor from Rakali the other day, and my brain was on fire. It was so complicated, but it's actually easy. But I made it overcomplicated. Hi, Brev. You followed me on Twitter, didn't you? And you sent me nice comments, and I don't know who you are, but good on you. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. I think, if I'm not getting confused, my brain's not very good. But I think I spam liked a bunch of your stuff because I was like, this is good shit. It's good shit. Oh, I'm riffraff but not a mod. Well, then you're a mod in spirit. You're a mod in spirit. Yeah, please do check out Shawayne. I'll catch up on chat. I apologize. Alb, good to see you, mate. Hope things are going a little bit better. A little bit better. Say it with your Aussie accent. Kazar. Kazar. All right. Kazar, mate. Kazar, mate. Yeah. Oh, they are, dude. They are. Before I got diagnosed, I was like, all these ADHD memes, they're kind of accurate. Oh, it must just be a coincidence. Let me just keep going on with my non-functional life and just cross my fingers, hope to get better. And then, oh, let me look into it. Oh. Oh. Not even a VIP? Ooh, you probably should be. Probably should be. But I can't set a precedent of little crybabies asking for VIP and then getting it. You know, I gotta set the law. We do have, I don't know, I gotta check if we got VIP spots because we used to have a limit on VIPs because it's depending on how many people chatting, but we got raided by Light in the Fog at the end of the Sunday stream on 2022, and that brought like 5,000 people over spamming raid messages and pup loves and stuff. So I think we unlocked all the VIPs. Give you VIP? Sure. I can demote you. VIPs are like mods that don't have to pay mod rent. Yeah, and we're also going to be, the channel points is going to come back. It's all coming back. There's so many things to do, chat, and we're small steps getting there. Swag bumping out the emotes, so I'm gonna work out what emotes we want. If you guys have any emote suggestions, we've got so many fucking emote spots. Because they release like the free emotes and the animated emotes and the bit emotes and the cheer emotes, and Twitch has done some good things. They have done some good things since I've been gone. Since you've been gone. Man, my meds must have ran off. My brain's like very divergent right now. No, I appreciate that, Brev. I appreciate that, dude. I actually watched the Light in the Fog VOD. I watched half of it last night and I watched the rest of it this morning because I missed the memorial stream for Puppers. I put that up on Twitter. I recommend you watching that if you're a fan of DBD or Light in the Fog or have been following Puppers and involved in that sort of stuff. Because there was a big memorial stream, all the creators came together. There's like an hour-and-a-half video of everyone saying, thank you, DBD involved, Twitch involved, Sunshine ran it beautifully, like she's done everything in her life beautifully. And it goes over a lot of the, what's gonna happen from now. So yeah, it's very emotional. But Light in the Fog is gonna come back in 2024, which is really good, really cool. And I watched through the VOD because I know, I'm on the opposite time zone, so I couldn't catch it live. And there's probably a lot of people that are interested in that situation going forward as well that are on different time zones. So I posted a big TLDR on my Twitter just covering like the important points that I went through. If you don't have time to watch the start of the VOD, or if you missed it, if you weren't even aware if it was happened because you're asleep because it's goddamn Australia. So that's up on Twitter if anyone's interested in that stuff. Yeah, K-San is a banger. That's a classic. Classic. We're talking about something. I can't remember what we're talking about. But that might interest you, Brev, if you, that tweet. Do I have a button? I think I have a Twitter button. Also, because I'm starting to set up buttons, because I'm a big boy, if you have any medication or vitamins that you've forgotten to take that you should have taken, there's your reminder. Thankfully, I got different medication today. For the first time, so now I'm on like an all-day medication, so I don't have to remember every fucking 4 hours, because that I never remember. The second button fits into what we're going to talk about today, but this is going to be a link that's going to be here at all times. Checkpoint is a mental health resource that specifically helps gamers and gaming communities and stuff, and that is just a link to their global resources anywhere around the world, Australia, Canada, wherever. Various phone numbers and places to reach out to if you ever feel like you're struggling. That's always there because we are not professionals, chat. We are practitioners. I'm not a professional. My friends have been really good, which I love. Mikey, he said, I've spent so long being a piece of shit, I can help you not to stink. That's essentially the stream. But do not always seek professional help. If this community helps you in part, that's awesome. If it doesn't, if it's not enough as you need, please seek those things. Because none of us are professionals. We're just professional sad boys. No worries, Alex. Hope work goes well. No stress. We should be live for a little bit. I wasn't gonna cancel stream, but I almost did a short stream because I was gonna go play tennis again. I'm in like a real fitness mood at the moment. Even though I got my body fat percentage back the other day. Man, there's so much to talk about today. Oh man, it's been a fun weekend. It's been a bit of riffraff. It's been fun. Students can't outdo you. True. Hope work went well. Jam, how's the teaching going? I think you were doing substituting or tutoring last time we spoke, like years and years ago. Also, Jam is responsible for 3D printing the Huntress, which is the purple. And I should start using the pill container, to be honest. And if anyone's got the SDB tags, like the 3 people that ever have them, that was Jams as well. You're a proper teacher now. Nice, because I believe you got the masters and stuff ticked off, I think. Yeah, I mean that's a huge yeah, B. You wouldn't think it. It's crazy. Like me and my friend used to have like 10 or 12 coffees a day, and my mum, who doesn't want to get diagnosed, have a coffee straight to bed. Like a coffee actually helps you sleep because you need your brain to be stimulated a little bit so your brain doesn't get bored and distracted and keep you awake all night. I've had sleep issues my entire goddamn life. I mean I still have them, but they're not as noticeable now. It's kind of nice. Ooh, is that like, I mean, I don't want to dox you or anything. Is this like university, like a lecture? Is it a lecture hall or is it like multiple classes of 30? Yeah, I finished a monster ready to go to bed. See, chugging a monster before bed, it might help you sleep if you need, if you need self-medication stimulation with ADHD, but you'll guaranteed shit green all down your sheets in the middle of the night and wake up and think you've been assaulted by like Mike from Monsters Inc. You'll wake up with fear. With fear. Like when I ate all that cheese on that schnitzel the other day, every 20 minutes I was doing this horrific farts and I had to like, am I safe? Yeah, I guess, but I'm kind of gassing myself out. Cheese is deadly. That's kind of interesting. Yeah, I think you'd be a good role model for him, man. I think you'd be a good mentor. Because that is definitely a riff-raff age. A riff-raff age. I know, Trips, I know. I know you're just fucking with me. It's all good, dude. Oh, you're taking time away to watch it? Nice. Yeah, I saw. Did you see your tweet that you're studying? I don't know specifically what you're studying. But I mean, it's a good pathway. I think you'd be a valuable person to ask expertise from in this stream. Because I just ramble. Did I say thank you to Winter for the tier 3? I hope I did. I say thank you to Schwain? I hope I did. Wait, they get worse? Hang on. And if anyone in my chat is over 35, do the farts get worse? I'm scared now. I'm scared. I'm turning 30 in... Oh, shit. Soon. How soon? Oh, that's scary. I gotta do stand-up comedy. Oh my god, oh no. Oh, the good thing about having a terrible memory is you forget the scary things that are coming. Oh god. 11 days, I turned 30. Oh my god, 11 days and I'm officially dead. I need to start a dono goal to get a gravestone and a hip replacement. You're 28? Yeah, the youth. You have such youth. Such youth. You turn 30 next year? Oh my god. I saw there was a good meme where it was like a train that had like 30 years old. It was approaching, and then on the train tracks was like every millennial that was born in the 90s. It's like ran over like 94, ran over like 90, 91, 92. It's coming. Oh, the 17th. Oh, I'll try to remember that, Alb. Heck yeah, July twins. Yeah, Swag is July 8th, same year as me as too. We're like identical twins. And then D as well is on the 8th. So we're all gonna become old together. Which is crazy because my grandma is still over 3 times my age and way stronger than I am. It's really annoying. I never feel any older though. I said that. I was playing Fortnite with Chaos and B. And I can't remember the other guy's name. Mike? It's terrible. But I was playing with my mods and my friends, and we're talking about approaching 30, and I said, turning 30 now feels like turning 15 in the 80s. It doesn't... I don't feel 30. I'm a big baby. I need help. I need care. I need support. Like, does anybody that's turning 30 in 2023 or like today feel old? Does anybody feel old? In like the 60s, did they turn 30 and still feel 11? Nah, because they were all like having to fight the war and stuff. They had to grow up. Yo, Jonas, how are you, brother? I hope I pronounced that right. I bet I fucked it up. It's good to see. Dude, I was talking about you today. Oh my God. I was actually talking about you today in the gym. We were talking about like military service in EU and stuff. And I was talking about Finland and all a bunch of stuff. And I was like, oh, I got a mate in Norway that did some of that for a few years. And he helped me out when I was like brand new. 23 and you feel old. It's the craziest thing. When I turned 18, I was like, oh my God, I'm 18, I'm an adult. And then I turned 19, I was like, oh, hang on. And then I turned 20, oh, hang on. 21, when am I gonna feel like an adult? 23, oh, I feel so old. 25, oh, I'm so old. 27, oh my God, I'm so old. Now I'm 30 in 11 days. And I'm like, yeah, it's just the passage of time consumes us all. We will all suffer the entropy of the heat death of the universe. Why do I have to suffer with depression and back pain until then? Still that nihilistic thought train bumping around up there. You're 30 and you feel that? Yeah, I'm trying to work out what I'm actually going to make jokes on. So for those of you that didn't see, what I'm trying to do at the moment is I'm trying to challenge myself. I'm trying to do difficult things because most of my life I've like been a lazy slack cunt that's winged it and like last minute busted my ass and still succeeded. So it's taught me the bad lesson of like not trying success, but then the success feels hollow and empty because I'm like, I didn't earn it. I don't feel pride. So I'm trying to do really difficult things and like not difficult objectively, but difficult relative to what I'm bad at. And so for my 30th, I figured I would do, I was like, what's the scariest thing I could do for my 30th? What's the scariest thing that'd be good for me? And I thought stand-up comedy. So on my birthday, I'm going to go up on stage, do like a 5-minute set. I haven't written it yet or anything. I'll be standing there in front of a crowd of people going, get off the stage, dickhead. It's gonna be terrifying, but just going up on stage, and it doesn't matter if you fail or succeed, it's the effort. Results don't matter. Results do not matter. Do not compare your follows or your views or your partner or your income or whatever to anybody. Results don't matter. It matters how you get there. If you, a challenging loss is always more enjoyable than an easy win. Easy wins, you're gonna feel dead inside, no matter how much everyone around you says you've accomplished something. Yeah, I'm gonna do the whole, not Jerry Maguire, Jerry Seinfeld, the old Seinfeld trick. Yeah. Yeah, on my 30th, I'm gonna go up on stage, but once I get up on stage, doesn't matter. Like, I've had the courage to go up there. If I bomb, awesome. If I don't bomb, awesome. All you can control is what you do, your actions, your emotions. All you control is what you do. Whatever happens in the world happens. So if you try your best, then you will feel good no matter what happens. If you don't try, then the success won't feel good. The failure, you won't even care about the failure because you're like, well, I didn't try anyway, so it wasn't a real failure. It's really bad pattern. Really bad pattern. I'll read the comments in a second. I apologize. I was also going to... What was I going to talk about? I don't know. I had a thought in my brain that was like, pause the music, talk about important thing, and then I forgot the important thing, but I remembered to pause the music. So, good brain. Good work, brain. Oh, everyone's on July. That's awesome. That's awesome. I mean, I said to one of my friends the other day, you know that old dad quote where it's like, what is it? You don't stop playing as you get older when you stop playing. Have a good sleep, Trips. Enjoy that hour and a half of darkness. Enjoy it. Hi, Dell. I see you there. How's the headache today? Is it a little bit better? Yeah, exactly, City. Exactly. Saw a short video about helicopters and ADHD. Whenever there's a helicopter, everyone at ADHD is like, huh? It's essentially our equivalent of squirrels. Dell always needs to sleep. Always needs to sleep. I yelled at some youngsters playing music too loud. They laughed at you or your buddy. And we were like, we used to laugh at people like us too. Damn, we old. Dude, you see those cycles. You see those cycles. It catches you off guard. It catches you off guard when that happens, when you're like, oh my God, I was in that position. Like, you hit an age where you start like hating teenagers. Like, I can't fucking deal with teenagers. They're goddamn loud. They're disrespectful. I'm trying to like enjoy my peace and quiet. And then you're like, oh my God, I'm an adult. what happened. I was that teenager. Like on my scooter, like screaming down like residential areas. And now I'm at the front like, you goddamn riffraff, get off my lawn. A joke, chat. What am I, a millionaire? Who has lawn? Get off my council-owned square bit of pavement. I like that, Trips. I like that. Yeah, we've reached that age. Ooh, I'm not a big Disney boy, so... what's the other one? I like, if you ever watch SpongeBob, you're like, I agree with Plankton. Is that his name? I agree with him. You start relating, or like, Hercules, Hades. You start like, identifying, or what's the other one? Squidward. Yeah. The older you get, the more you are like, Squidward had it right. That goddamn hyperactive little sponge, he's the worst neighbor ever. Cannot stand him, all right? You go make your patties and leave me the hell alone. I want to play the oboe. I want to be sad. I want to be alone. Squidward is a mood. I wonder if there's like some profound metaphor there between like the like coming of age when the sponge turns into the long-nosed squid. It's got to be something. I forgot their name was even Squidward. I was just going to say Berejiklian, but I couldn't remember the Squidward name. Clarinet? What's the difference between a clarinet and an oboe? What's the difference? Huh? I don't know. Squidward is a grizzled veteran. He is. People start as Patrick as well. Yeah. I mean, Patrick is the definition of thanks for the follow, Brev. Patrick is the definition of ignorance is bliss, right? Just happy, just like dumb and happy. Just he's got his rock, his pet rock, and he's got a friend. He's loving life. And then you start to like have goals and ambitions and pressures of work and employment, and then you try to keep the youthfulness as SpongeBob, but then you're forced to get your license and you can't get it because you fail because the big whale is like yelling at you, and then you can't get promotions, you can't get enough money, and then you wanna be getting the best, and then eventually you turn into Squidward where you just like everything sucks, but at least I have my clarinet. We just did a breakdown of SpongeBob. It's mayonnaise an instrument. Yeah, exactly. I'm pretty certain Gary the Snail walks in on SpongeBob watching porn, by the way. I'm very certain that happens in an episode. SpongeBob was like watching like corals or something. He's like, Gary, I didn't know you were there. The snail gives him like side eye. Dude, kids shows were so dirty. If you rewatch any Simpsons episode as an adult, you're like, I didn't notice that. I thought it was just Homer hits his hand with a hammer. Ha ha, funny. And you're like, oh my God. This is a My Fair Lady parody, this whole episode. Oh, this is this. You don't understand. What have you been up to, by the way, now? Are you, you're back to being an oil baron? Do you still have the emotes, dude? We used to bow to Vikings. Like, he's been here since before I was an affiliate. He dropped, like, it would have been like $400 or something. I had like 3 viewers. And this is before discoverability on Twitch. You can't just sort high to low, low to high. You would have to scroll for literally 5 to 10 minutes to get down to the bottom zeros. 0 viewers. Scroll all the way down. And old mate found us, and we used to bow to him. Ren and Stimpy? Yeah. Nice, Fang. How are you, dude? Are you working from home today, or you back yet? It's good to see you, Fang. Sorry I missed you. I think I said hi to Dell. I think I did. I don't even know how I have children. Yeah, man. Like, we are still children, right? It's probably a neurodivergent thing, yeah. But I mean, like, that responsibility is thrust upon you, and you've taken it in stride, which is very inspiring, man. Very inspiring. Have a good sleep, Troops. If I didn't say that already. Let me catch up. Brev, where do you and Del know each other from? What's the mutual stream? Because if you guys vouch for a stream, then it's enough for me. It's enough for me. Plays the clarinet, you fucking pleb. How dare you? Also, the short hair looks good, Del. Short hair looks good. Humans using sponges to wash dishes, and he was looking at it with a face like he was very interested. That was. Hey, Nacho. I'm sorry I'm doing a late stream for the NA people. You get some rest, man. An ad is about to start in 3 minutes. That's your warning. Deli did get a little haircut. Getting pale with the Modge badge. I post like 4 messages. I'm in an office. I apologize, Fang. I apologize. Fang does so much for the stream. You guys don't even know. Just constant support, like donations and support, and also like friendship support. And he's always there. He's always there for me. I appreciate it. Maybe that's a good segue into the topic we want to talk about today. Maybe that's a good segue. You still have the bow. And you've got the the 100k bits badge. Yeah. I think it's one of them has a crown. I added more bits badges because you were crushing it. The only reason I added bit badges over 100k was for you. The next there's gotta be a crown somewhere. No, good point. Good point, Viking. Oh, you're a sub, bro. You're a sub. You're a sub, dude. You're all good. You're all good. There's no ads for subs. It's one ad every 20 minutes. It's just a Twitch thing. If I don't opt into the one, if I don't do one ad every 20 minutes, then whenever you load up the stream as a new viewer, you get hit with like, I went to hang out at my friend's stream, loaded it up, hadn't talked to him in ages, 1 out of 8 ads, immediately I closed it. I don't know if there's anybody else. Maybe it's just my neurodiverse patients. Pre-rolls I really don't like pre-rolls. It's good they give us an option to run ads voluntarily, which turns up for new people. So if you guys do suffer through an ad, I apologize. There's no ads yet, but it helps the new people. Helps the new people. But if you're in this stream for more than like 5 minutes, you're probably going to get gifted a sub anyway. The people in this community are ridiculously kind. Ridiculously kind. What was I talking about? Think of the other mans. Oh yeah, good call. Good call, Viking. Of course you're thinking about everybody else because you're just a selfless individual. Yeah, I don't want to ask too much personal stuff on stream, but dude, send me a DM. I want to hear about the new job. Hope it's going well and stuff. Viking sometimes streams. He used to do lands and stuff for charity back in the day, like 4 or 5 years ago. He probably does it occasionally. Do recommend him. Yeah, we're talking about, so today, if you've seen the title and stuff, I want to talk a little bit about, we're not going to go heavy into it. We're not going to go really heavy. But I do want to touch on a little bit of, checking on your homies. All right. Check on your homies. Ask them if they're okay, especially if you're a guy. The #1 cause of death, under 55 for men in Australia is suicide. The #1 cause of death under 44 for all Australians is also suicide, and LGBTQIA2S plus. I'm not up to date with the stuff. I'm uneducated. I'm not bigoted. I promise. But it is Pride Month, and I do know that community has like 10 times the rates of suicide and that sort of stuff as well. And that group and also men overrepresent that group. So I wanted to touch on it a little bit, but an ad's starting to run, so we'll talk about that in a sec. We'll get to that a little bit. Heck yeah, what's the cause, Viking? What's the cause? Yeah, if you want to check out Viking, he's on the EU schedule, but it's usually like a long LAN. Yeah, it's kind of like in my view, it's like I have to invest time in someone that I don't know yet. It's like I want to hang out for 5 minutes, see what's going on. If I like it, I'll follow, but I'm too lazy, impatient. I don't know. But the ads that we run at the moment is perfect. It helps the it helps pre-rolls. So I know I've said that many times, but I'm a viewer of Twitch as well. I've been on Twitch for like 10 years before I started streaming. So I love this platform, and like speaking as a viewer perspective, I understand the annoyance. So I want to let you guys know that we're not running a billion trillion ads to make the, couple of dollars here and there. It's purely to help new people. That's all it is. All good, Seppi, dude. No stress. We're not gonna get super heavy into it. But the few things that have made me think about this recently has been what did I mention before? Someone said something before. Oh, it was probably when I hung out in King Deej's stream. Just the Australian banter. We even had one of the trainers at the gym mentioned it because me and my friend were just insulting each other back and forth. I'm like, oh, that's kind of, I can't remember the words she said. I was like, oh, that's kind of weird, or that's kind of interesting how much you guys are brutally insulting to each other. And I think I mean, there's a lot of specific male issues around, you know, being tough, being strong, not crying, all that sort of stuff, especially if you're raised in the 90s. And then those of you that are on the Twitter would have seen, I saw some kids get hurt, and I made sure they were okay and stuff. They were fine. We'll get into it. There's been a lot of little things that happen recently where I'm like, man, especially, you know, even talking about Fang before, like, it's so crucial to have good people around you, and not everyone's lucky enough to have good people around them. And sometimes the good people around you turn out to be shitters, and it's hard to know which is which. Which is why I enjoy talking about this sort of stuff on stream and having this community of you guys, because not everyone is as lucky as some of us are to have caring parents or friends or family or a good work home life or whatever like that. But if they've got a community online that they can feel vulnerable and they can message people and they can you know, vent about things that are going wrong in like a safe uplifting space, then that's really important, because not everyone has those external structures to lean on. So providing that sort of space is quite important, I think. And I, over the last year, when I had a really sunk low, I kind of neglected all those structures, and it is not an enjoyable, it is very difficult to pull yourself out of that hole by yourself. So having someone to sort of share the burden is useful. There's a little bit of stuff. We're not gonna go super deep. It's not gonna be, you know, a tear jerking stream, but it's more of an awareness stream. And I got some good examples that recently happened. Some good examples. Yeah, I saw. Thank you for reposting that. I think I saw you say that beforehand, and I read it but didn't reply. I didn't realize that was a thing either. But it makes sense, man. It makes sense. I was in a really rough spot before my diagnosis. Like, I got done at 29, and everything made sense. And then I thought I was fixed, but then I had an identity crisis. Then I went through more shit. Yeah, it's rough. It's rough. But it doesn't have to be rough alone, and it doesn't have to be rough forever. Things can get better. Things will get better. You just have to make it to the next day. Yeah, friends and family can also, it's kind of, there's so much to talk about today. I've written a list that I'm not looking at right now, but it's something that I saw this. They were talking about being creative and having new ideas and wanting to do in new directions and stuff. And one of the things I saw was someone was saying, like, don't ask for advice from your friends and family about, like, oh, should I do this? Is this a good idea? This is not super mental health specific, but the point they were making was that your parents are always going to see you as the kid. They're going to see you as the child. They're going to see you as the child that goes through school. They're going to see you as that. And your friends from high school or whatever, they're going to see you as that person. They've grown up with you. They're going to see you as that person. It's like if you spend every day with someone and they lose 20 kilos, you don't really notice it because it's very gradual. They're still kind of the same to you. But if you catch up with someone a year later and they lost 20 kilos, oh my God, like, you look fantastic. Because it's you're looking at them as they are now rather than as they were when you first knew them, and then it slowly changed. And I thought that was a really good kind of idea, because if you ask for advice about certain things, and like the point they were trying to make was only you knows who you are. Like, you spend 24/7 in your head, you spend 24/7 by yourself. You know who you are internally at this moment. You know who you are. And other people are going to look at you as the person that you were, because they know you as the person that you were. And they're going to give you advice based off of the person they think that you are. But only you know who you are inside. So if there's something scary or something difficult or something that you really want to do, it can sometimes be a bad idea to ask someone that knows you really well over a long period of time for advice. Because they might go, don't do that. Just get a normal job. Just do this. Just do this path. And you're like, but internally, this is where I am. This is who I am right now. This is the thoughts that I've had. It might not relate to the version that they see you as. I thought that was kind of an interesting point. Interesting point. But friends and family are really good to lean on for sure. And like, I highly recommend that. But you need a balance. A balance is very important. We're going to talk about that balance today. What's up, Sully? Good to see you, mate. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, I don't know the stats around that, Brev. But you're a little bit more of an expert, so I'd be happy to learn. I think we've got, ooh, Kish put one down. Oh, with 1 second left to go. Look at him. Do I take Adderall? I'm not currently on Adderall, no. I got new medication today, so I'm on Concerta for the first time ever. And before that was just the short acting. And I've been on that since about September when I got diagnosed. It's been a journey. Been a journey. But if the thing that made you ask that was how quickly I speak, I assure you I was this much of a speedy, forgetful dickhead the rest of the 29 years of my life as well. I might get into that in a little bit, Sully. Not going to jump straight into the personal stuff straight away. But if you stick around, I'm sure all your questions will be answered, my friend. How about yourself? Is that a topic that interests you? Is that something that relates to you? I don't know what that is. I don't know what it is. I do know there's brands and generic brands and all that sort of stuff can have different effects. Like, definitely talk to your professional. Definitely, and if the doctor's been a shithead, get a second opinion. Because I got misdiagnosed the first time. All sorts of stuff happened. Second opinion's always worth it. Always worth it. Hey, fair enough. Yeah, it does seem to be very individual. It does seem to be very, very individual. Again, I'm not an expert, but from what I've learned, it does seem to be very individual. So just because one thing works for a lot of people, it might not work for you, which is important to know. Because if something doesn't work for you, you might go, oh, I guess I don't have it. Oh, I guess I'm broken. Oh, it doesn't work. Oh, but you might just be an outlier. You might just be the minority, which doesn't mean that you should be dismissive of the problems you're having, but you just might not fit into the thing. No, I don't. It calms me down. You're asking a lot of very personal questions, like very quickly as a first-time viewer, and it's a little bit uncomfortable. I'm kind of... We'll get to it, man. We'll get to it. Like, the questions you're asking are kind of leading in a certain direction, and I might be being presumptive, maybe. But there is a lot of stigmas around ADHD medication. There are a lot of, there's a lot of stigmas around medication in general, in mental health in general. And a lot of people think it's, oh, it's going to make you hyper, and it's going to, or it's going to make you a zombie, and you're going to be, like, that's not how it is. It's a neurobiological disorder that results in lower dopamine. So you bring it up to normal, and you're normalized. And that's about it. And if you go above that, everyone's different titration rates. If you go above that, you will feel it pretty quickly. And if you go below that, you'll also feel it pretty quickly. So seeking advice from your individual specialist is very important for this stuff. Very important. That's right. That's fair enough, dude. That's fair enough. I can only give you anecdotal stories from my own experience with it, which is only very short, very, very short experience. And it's important to know not to take a single person's experience and extrapolate it to what's going to be generalized. Probably better to research that sort of stuff on Google, or talk with a professional. They can probably give you some more generalized evidence around it, because the last thing I'd want to do is say, hey, this is how it affects me, this is how it helps me, and then someone tries what I've tried and they have a negative effect, and they go, oh, well, I guess it didn't work. It's very, very individual, as with a lot of things are. As with a lot of things. But if it's something that seems to fit your issues, or something that seems to you feel would be helpful, look into it a lot. Look into it. Interesting. That's where are you from, dude? Where are you from, man? Let's hopefully there's some sort of support networks in wherever you are. I do know, like, different countries have different resources and different accessibilities and stuff. It's not I was on waiting lists for at least a year. Misdiagnosis, had waiting lists again. Misdiagnosis of like multiple disorders before that. It's been decades of journeys to get to this spot where I finally start to feel functional-ish. I'll catch up on chat. The battle's still going. Put another thing down if you want. I know I'm ranting a bit, so I do miss some stuff. Stream for cancer research. That's right, cancer research. Yeah, doing at least once a year from 2015. For your grandma. Good on you, dude. You're a good boy, man. You're a good boy. That's awesome. Yeah, I remember checking in there's a big land thing. We raised money for Cure Cancer Australia in 2020, 2021? I mean 2020. And we raised $1,500 in the 2 hours or something. I was working with Generosity in PAX Australia during their online, when COVID hit, they didn't have it in person. But we did, we dressed up as a Steve. Like, I was like, what do I do for my segment on the Cure Cancer charity segment? I was like, well, my background is in fitness and I'm a DVD player. So I dressed up in the Steve Irwin outfit, and I said every $5 donated, I would do a squat, one squat. So that's fine, right? We won't raise too much money. It's not too bad, not too bad. Maybe it was more than that. It was my leg. Couldn't get off the toilet for like 13 days. It was horrific. And then I used Brucey as a barbell. I was squatting the crocodile, and every time someone donated in the middle of a game, middle of a chase, middle of a loop, I have to stand up and do a squat. It was a great stream, super fun. Generosity is a wonderful organization, all pro bono as well. Japan, interesting. Japan must be beautiful though, apart from the that specific healthcare difference. I've always wanted to go to Japan. Always wanted to go. Welcome home, cat lady. Hope work wasn't too rough. No shit. Yeah, dude. It's always good when you got a mama bear to go into bat for you. That's crazy. I don't know. There's somewhere. I'd have to find it after, man. If you send me a DM, we'll have a bit of a chit chat after stream if we're both still awake. You're one of the originals, man. You're one of the originals. I mean, that founder badge proves it. You're one of the first 10. First 10. Actually, Brucey came out for the 50th, the 50 subscribers is when we got Brucey. Yeah, Vikings on all three, I think, as a tier 3. Oh yeah, it must be on the head. I think I see it at the top there. Hi, April. Good morning. Big hugs. Heck yeah. I called it Brucey because I wasn't aware of crocodiles. There was no genders on the crocodiles that I bought. And I had previously not learned what a cloaca was. But I asked Robbie Irwin in a tweet, he didn't reply to me. So I called it Brucey as like a feminized version of Bruce. Just add E to it because I'm lazy. So it's Brucey. That's how we got up with the name. Yep. Private here too. It's a whole thing. And they're one of my VODs that I saved from last September, when I came back to stream and I talked about the ADHD notices, we went into a lot of the specific struggles and pathways that I had to go through in Australia to access the treatment, which was a journey that nearly broke me on top of everything else I was dealing with. But we won't get too much into that today, but I'm sure me and you, Brev, will have chats about that. Of course. Hi, Mato. How you doing today? Between a croc and an alligator? Yeah, an alligator's a little bitch. Tiny snout. Little... Oh, no, there's an alligator on my Florida golf course. Oh, no, little alligator. Crocodiles. Big, strong, unchanged, 4 billion years evolution, apex predators, survive every extinction event, destroy you, riff-raff, the best. Although, you can stop them with a rubber band. And like an average-sized male Australian with blonde hair can tackle them. But I don't recommend that. If you see one, do not approach. That's about all I know, Viking. You probably know more. Oh, awesome. Awesome, Mato. That's fun. Good on you, dude. Good on you. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm sure we're going to have some lovely chats at some point. All right. We'll, I'm going to take a piss quickly. Because, I have the bladder of a tiny boy. Yo, Snackback. What's going on, dude? Snackback has one of the coolest, what's it called? Body modifications. Yeah. How you doing, dude? Some blonde hair dye. Don't recommend it. Don't recommend it. I think I'm right. I know, they can't open, but they can fucking close really strong. I'm gonna go take a quick pee. There's the battle. Is there a button? Button somewhere. I'm gonna take a pee, and then we'll get into a little bit of the topic I want to talk about Australian banter, about removing some of the stigmas around male mental health for males, and also for the pride community and a bunch of stuff. I'm just gonna talk about little things to make sure your friends are okay, because you never know. People are very good at hiding it. It has been, dude. I am doing well. I can say that honestly. I hope you've been doing well too, dude. I'm sure you've got about 1 billion more tattoos since I've last talked to you. Keen to see them. All right, I gotta piss myself. Oh god. All right, we're back. Oh. Oh no shit, Snack Pack. Yeah, dude, buying a house in Australia is a good way to speed run depression and financial distress. But you gotta do what you gotta do. September, hey. Yeah, I don't know. I remember I think you had stretches. I think you had the tongue, the scribble on the head, on the face. I know that's probably like a really rude way to describe it, but I cannot remember. Green. That's about all I remember. I might be Scary Viking Bear. I might be streaming this weekend. We're going to be at least streaming. We're streaming at least 3 or 4 times a week. There's not an official schedule out yet. I'm still refining my efficiency every day and how I want to structure my days. At the moment, Monday to Friday, I'm cold showering, then I'm gymming, then I'm cooking, and then I'm either streaming or sports at the end of it, or seeing family or friends. That seems to be the structure during the week. But last weekend we streamed, or the weekend, but not yesterday, or the weekend before last, we streamed early Sunday to catch all the EU people. But I'm up at like 5:30, 6 a.m. that day to see my grandma. Like go for a dawn walk, and then an early Sunday is like rough, and then like Monday to Fridays early cold showers. So I gotta make sure that if I have a day off, an actual day off, that it's actually a day off. I'm still trying to find a schedule. I'm still trying to manage being an adult. It's interesting. Beforehand, I just pretended like I was managing. Now I'm actually trying to manage. So I appreciate a little bit of patience with the schedule, but it is coming. It is coming. You tagged yourself. Rip. Hi, Mato. How you doing? Yeah, if you want to see when we're streaming, make sure you keep an eye on the Discord. I'm active in there like every single day. I'm also really active on Twitter and Instagram at the moment, and there's the VOD channel, which is uploaded within 10 minutes of ending a stream. So if you ever miss a stream, all the content's there. But things are increasing. I'm planning to do it full time for sure. That might not mean full time hours. But I'm going to try my best. Because beforehand I would just go, I can't do that. I suck. I can't do that. Now I'm like, you know what? If I try my best and fail, then awesome. So we're going to just keep trying our best. We're going to try to go to PAX. We're going to try all these things. We've got a sponsorship collab coming next week, an unboxing, which is awesome. We're on the front page at the moment, which is lucky. We've applied for a PAX content creator badge where I'm not turning down opportunities as they come to me because I have terrible self-worth. I'm trying to retrain my brain and move forward positively and actually believe in myself and try, which might sound like the most hippie, like positive mental attitude, but 29 years of my brain telling me I suck is kind of hard to rewire, but it's going relatively well. Yeah, all that matters is you try. And also it's like try whatever you need. Don't compare yourself to anybody. Do whatever's good for you. Trying for you might be a tiny thing. That's awesome. Delete social media, except for mine. You should sub and engage and press buttons, because then that makes us look better for sponsorships, and then more cool shit happens. But don't go on anyone else's content is the point. It's really weird being like a content creator who thinks that social media in general is a bad thing. Because the more time I've had away from social media, the better I feel. Or it might just be about regulating your use of social media and regulating the type of content that you consume. That probably is a better way to look at it. Better way to look at it. Yeah, I've never had a schedule. I haven't had a sleep schedule since 13 years ago. It's been a struggle. That's all right. Struggle's good. Difficult things are worthwhile. You just got to believe in yourself that you can face them, and then reinforce that every time you take a step forward. I'm doing good, DK. How's the heat over there? Have you got Dave syndrome? It's good to see you, dude. Good to see you. Yeah, so there'll be a stream schedule coming out soon. I promise. At the moment we're doing, like, I only started streaming 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago was my first stream back after like a year off. So I've been very cautious not to rush into it, because every time I've gone, oh my god, so much fun, 7 days a week, 15 hours a day, I eventually crash and burn out for 3 months. And I'm going for stability and sustainability rather than hyper focus. I want to kill myself. That pattern my entire life hasn't worked well, and the older I get, it's going to be a pattern that is working less well. So I'm trying to stabilize. And if that means slower streams or smaller streams and not as many streams, and it's a very slow process getting better and better and better, I know that I know you guys might want more content, but I really have to take the smallest steps possible, because a small step every day is way better than a huge step and then a week burning out. Way better. Way better. I'd rather be too cautious than too over expectant. I guess. Dave syndrome. Oh no, is it like, if it's a gory photo, make sure you spoil it in the Discord. All right. We'll get into a little bit of stuff. Well, we'll catch up. I think I streamed on Friday. You might have seen me on Friday. And then I took the weekend off, I believe, if I'm not wrong. But what we're going to do, we're just going to, we're going to have this one. We're going to have a gander just through the, I'm really active on Twitter at the moment. Really active. June 21st. When was it? What day is that? I don't know what day that is. This was something that made me think. I wanted to talk about it more in depth rather than just a tweet. And it's such a simple small thing. Like it's not like a heroic story or anything crazy like that. It's the tiniest thing, but it's the tiniest thing that actually made me stop and think and reflect and go, holy shit, this is a good thing. Yeah, we'll start with this one. This button. Again, this is it's just a tiny thing. But it's it made me reflect a lot. And then also seeing friends on the weekend, and you know, so many people that have passed away recently and stuff like that. I've really been thinking about close friends, support networks, family, friends, communities. Thinking a lot about mental health in general, about suicide, about male suicide, LGBT suicide, all this sort of stuff, because they are so overrepresented in the category. Like I said before, the under 55, the #1 killer in Australia is suicide, and under 44, I think it is, and under 55, it's males. So you would never think that. You'd never think that that's the #1 killer of like the majority of deaths. You wouldn't think that. And growing up in like the 90s, like being a millennial, I grew up with the whole like, be strong, be tough, be a man, spoon of concrete, toughen the fuck up, you know, don't be a sis, don't cry, you girl, you know, all that sort of stuff. And I think there's value in it slightly in, you know, making yourself strong and capable and all that sort of stuff. But it's often taken in like a repress your emotions. And, you know, I got stories from the older generations that I've heard where it's like, oh, you know, Bob looked fine every day, happy. Oh, he's not here on Monday. What happened? Oh, he killed himself. I thought he was fine. Yeah, because he couldn't share. It wasn't a culture that was able to be vulnerable. And things like Movember and Are You OK Day and all that sort of stuff is really good. And the perception around these mental health issues is changing in the last 5 to 10 years, I'd say. Changing in a really good way. I don't think it's changing fast enough. Any change is better than nothing, but the fact that it's still the number one killer, the fact that the rates of suicide has actually increased, those are not good things. And I think one of the best ways to counter that is with education and with sharing resources and like sharing personal stories. And that's something that I've been doing over the last few years, sharing my own story through those struggles. It's a very personal thing for me because I'm not going to get too deep into the weeds. I'm not going to get too deep into the sad boy stuff personally. But I've always said that a conversation can save a life and a conversation can end a life. You have no idea. You have no idea. There's stories of people that have survived jumping off the Golden Gate Bridge that would walk past crying their eyes out, and they were like, if someone just smiled at me, I wouldn't have jumped. That's all it would have taken. As someone who looks okay, relatively, relatively, it's easy for me to mask, easy for me to look happy, to pretend like I'm happy and cover it up. And I struggled with that during streaming as well back in the day, and also my personal life. So it's really important to know that everyone's struggling. Everyone's struggling. Doesn't matter like what they look like. Anything could be going on behind their head. Anything could be. So kindness is so important. And if you're able to be a vulnerable friend or a friend that can be helpful, then the people that you surround yourself with will be comfortable enough to share with you. They'll be able to go, hey dude, I'm not doing okay. I'm really struggling. That's a really rare thing, especially in like male friend groups. It's really hard to be weak. It's really hard to be vulnerable, really hard to admit you need help when especially if you've been pretending like you don't. So it's a really important topic to talk about. We're not going to go heavy suicide stuff. But I do want to mention the rates and stuff, especially because it's during Pride Month and the LGBT community has like 10 times the rate of dealing with these sort of things. So it's a very topical in this month to bring up as well. I don't know that much about female rates and stuff, unfortunately. But that doesn't mean that this advice is going to be useful to all genders, everyone's friend group. Because it kind of ties into self-help, and a lot of the stuff with self-help, like I've been reading a lot of philosophy, I've been seeking a lot of professional help and stuff like that, and it's really helped me change my mindset, and it's been really useful in how to go forward and how to, when things go wrong, because they are going to go wrong, life is terrible, it's going to go wrong, but it doesn't mean that you aren't strong enough to face it. There's little steps, little thought patterns, little things you can do to get yourself out of that hole. And I think one of the best ways is good friends around you. If you are able to share with your friends that you are struggling and they are able to go, let me help you, rather than, hey dude, I'm sad, oh, toughen up, then you're not going to say that you're sad anymore. You're just going to deal with it silently. You're going to silently struggle, and then, think bad things can happen. But if you surround yourself with people, or if you be that person for someone else that goes, hey, are you okay? Are you okay? Actually, genuinely. And they're like, oh, fuck off, I'm fine. All right, that's fine. All good. But if you're not okay, I'm here for you. Just knowing that that's there, because it's one of the things, especially with guys, is it's hard to, it's not, it's like you're trepidatious. You're a little bit scared to bring up those emotions in front of like male friends. But like, hey, I'm really sad. I'm really crying. This is terrible. You just kind of hide that. And if you bring up those feelings, or like that you're struggling and your friends go, or toughen up, princess, then those aren't the friends that are going to help you go forward. It's kind of, it's almost like a peer pressure sort of thing. And I guarantee that pretty much every male in this chat has gone through this regardless of their age. And as I've matured, and as like my friends have matured and stuff, and learning and all that sort of stuff, that has really kind of fell away. Really kind of, those things are like, those things aren't as scary to approach if you have good people around you. It's hard to know if you do. I'll try to read the chat a little bit. But one of the things that happened on the weekend, I was going for a walk. I was getting my 10K steps in, going for a walk. And nothing special. But I was, walked past a skate park, and I saw like young kids, like maybe 2 11-year-olds and 1 8-year-old. And 8-year-old went down the thing on a scooter, heard a crash, and then like I slowed down, took my headset out, and then, are you okay, mate? Oh my God, are you okay? He's not moving. He's like, they were really panicking. These young kids, really panicking. And took my headset out. Again, this is not like a, whoa, look how good I am, heroic. This is none of that shit. This is the most minor of things ever. But I actually took my headphones out and jumped up into the like half pipe thing. I was like, hey, kid was on the ground, wasn't moving. Two friends over him, like shaking his arm and stuff. And I was like, hey, you right, mate? And then they're like, oh, he went down, hit his head, bumped his head, oh. And then the kid got up. I was like, you all right, little buddy? He's like, yeah, I'm all good, it's okay. And his friends were like, yeah, he's all good. I'm like, awesome. And I said to him, and this is the thing that kind of, few things that made me think about this when I walked off, but before I left, I was like, dude, you got great friends around you. That's bloody awesome. Like, you got good friends around you, man. Because they were super caring when this guy was injured, which might not seem like that much of a big deal, but if you're in a big group of like 20 people and you stack it, like, if they don't care about you, it's going to show. And you don't know if the people around you are going to be there for you when you're down, which is quite an important lesson that to learn through work, through schooling, through any sort of friend groups or peer groups, that be very wary of people that will help you when you're doing well, that will publicly help you and be wonderful to you when there's something to gain from being your friend. Pay attention to the people that are there for you when you're down, when you're not doing good. The people that will reach out, spend their own time, their own resources, trying to help you with no expectation of repayment. They're like, when you're down, like especially myself going through this sort of stuff, you know, through streaming and stuff, I would neglect everybody. I would withdraw. I was neglecting myself, neglecting my friends, my family, neglecting everybody. But the good people around will still be there for you. And especially when you're in that bad spot, you got to pay attention to that, because I guarantee you've got people around you that are like that. Guarantee you do. And if you've got those people around you when you're struggling, then you don't have to struggle alone. Then you can be vulnerable. You can say, hey, I need help. Hey, this. And one of the other things is it's kind of hard to know if you are spending your time and effort looking like you're okay, then no one else is going to assume you need help, because they're going to go, he looks like he's okay, because you're pretending to be okay. So it's very hard, it's very scary, it's very difficult, but people aren't always going to be able to go, hey, do you need help? If you don't look like you need to. It's very hard for someone to go, are you okay? If you look okay. But that doesn't mean they are. So you should always ask your friends these things, even if they look fine. But realize as well that if you're in that negative headspace and you're feeling bad and you're like, no one cares about me, I'm struggling, but no one's helping me. Sometimes you have to ask for help. And then whatever reaction you get is another bit of information. Sometimes you have to actually admit to yourself, okay, I need help, and I'm going to be brave and I'm going to ask for it. And then you'll be surprised that when you share that burden, things get a little bit easier. And it's as simple as asking your mate, are you okay? It's as simple as that. Simple as that. And it's as simple as like not assuming that people are doing good just because they look good. Because some of us are great maskers, and a lot of those people don't end up making it because of many reasons. And one of the things we talked about the other day, which is another little important thing as well, especially, I don't know if this is an Australian thing or a guy thing or a cultural thing, but whenever I was doing really bad and someone said, hey, how are you? I would reply with, hey, how are you, mate? I'm still kicking. Or things could be worse. Or same old, same old. You know, those are very little subtle things where it's like, it's a neutral statement. It's not a, yeah, good, mate, how are you? It's, I'm still kicking. You know, like nothing to complain about. I'm still here. But it's not, I'm doing good. It's just, yeah, still kicking. You know, and they're just kind of casual, small talky, you know, how are you? Yeah, still kicking. How are you? Yeah, I'm good. Not bad. It is what it is. Yeah, perfect. But, I mean, not perfect, but I'm glad that you guys have examples from different countries as well. Yeah, it is what it is. How are you? I'm still here. And those sort of like neutral, like, because you can't say, yeah, I'm good. If you're not, then you're lying, you're being dishonest. And you also can't say, no, I'm terrible, I'm dying inside, I'm on the edge, I can't stand it. You can't say that. If someone's like, hey, how are you? So you end up saying, still here, not bad, could be worse. If you see those signs and those replies from your friends, ask them again, hey, like, what's going on? Are you all right? And they might go like, yeah, I'm fine, shut up. All right, all good. and then maybe ask them, don't don't try to overparent anybody. It's a fine line, but you'll notice that in your friends. Like be maybe not scary, maybe not Viking Bear, Discord. But notice that in your friends, because especially males have very subtle things to show. Very subtle things. It might be a little bit of weight gain, might be like not taking care of their hygiene. Don't start insulting people that are sensitive about their appearance. That's not what I mean. But there's very little subtle things. It's much more comfortable for girls to cry and express their emotions. Not for all of them. It's very general here. Very general. But that is very, very or it has been shunned from guys in the past. And that's probably one of the reasons, I think absolutely one of the reasons why the male suicide rate is so high, why it's the number one killer under 55. Because we don't have those that societal acceptance to be vulnerable in that manner, especially with other guys. So what guys end up doing is they end up leaning all their emotional intimacy onto their partner, which can be overwhelming for the partner, and they go like, whoa, come on, strong sort of thing. But what was my point? I remember my point. It's very especially growing up as a millennial, going through school, early 2000s, everybody was homophobic. Even if they weren't, they were still using those terms. It was just like the thing. So there was like, well, I can't hug my friend. Oh my God, that's gay. That was the era that I grew up in. And that's translated throughout like the rest of as time has gone on into like the adulthood and stuff, where it's like, there's not many guys out there that like are comfortable hugging their dad. That's kind of an awkward thing, right? Like hugging your male friend. That's an awkward thing. You'll end up, it's a different level of how you can express your emotions. And it's so important because, I've been in situations with friends where it's like, I thought he was fine. He's crying at the pub. What's going on? And the next day he's fine. Or the next day appears fine. Because guys won't reach out until it's urgent, until it's like life or death urgent. And some of them don't. They just aren't here anymore. So just asking your mate, hey, are you okay? Hey, how are you? Yeah, I'm still kicking. What's going on, man? Like there's very little follow-ups. There's very little that sort of stuff. And it's just that easy. It's just that easy. We'll do the battle in a second. But in terms of the skate park thing, we'll do the battle. I'll read the chat after this. The skate park thing as well. Like I just walked past, made sure this kid was okay. He was all good. Good friends around him. They were panicking a little bit, but I'm first aider, all that sort of stuff. They were fine. And then I did a few laps because I had to get my steps in. Kid was doing great. He was doing tricks. He was all good. Didn't seem concussed, which was the main thing I was worried about. But that made me think of, I did parkour for like 5 years. Heavy into parkour because risk-taking, impulsive, etc., etc. Heavy into parkour. And one of the things we always got taught by George Herbert, he was the original natural 1800s guy, and then David Bell learned from him. He had a quote which was, be strong to be useful. And we'd hear that all the time in parkour as like a teenager. I'm like, yeah, right, whatever. Be strong to be useful. Like, fucking, okay. Because, the natural physical discipline came from like firemen carrying people out of burning buildings and like lifting people up and all that sort of stuff. And it's like, all right, like, what do you mean be strong to be useful? But just that, like, again, it's not a huge thing. I don't want flowers or pity or anyone to suck my dick over or anything. It's not a heroic thing, but just asking kid how to crash the skate park, asking if they're okay, all good, and then leaving. That's the extent of the experience. But it made me think because I've been doing a little bit of self-help lately and trying to better myself as a human being. And 3 months ago, I couldn't even shower. 3 months ago, I couldn't even go outside. I'd weight gain, all this terrible stuff. I was in the bottom of the hole, right? Couldn't do shit. And like I would be, if I ever was outside, which I never was, I'd be terrified anyone would talk to me. I'd be paranoid, I'd be anxious. I'd be head down in my phone. Oh my God, a teenager's going to talk. Like I'd be just so anxious, so anxiety ridden. And I wouldn't even have gone for a walk. Like fucking, of course not. But now that I've been helping myself, even though they didn't need help at that time, just the fact that I was like, hey, are you all right? I actually like voluntarily was social with someone else to see if they were okay. Again, not a heroic, it doesn't matter. But I wouldn't have been able to do that if I hadn't have worked on myself. And one of the things that I don't see many self-help people talking about is if you strengthen yourself, it strengthens everyone around you. And you would have seen in the Discord, in this community and stuff, just working on yourself in the smallest way possible, whatever it is, inspires those around you to no end. Like your guys' stories in the Discord or stuff you share with me inspires me to no end. Where I'm like, everyone's got advantages, disadvantages, but you all got the strength to overcome it. And you'd be surprised at when you start taking those steps, how much it ripples outwards. You know, how much it ripples outwards. I wouldn't have been able to get out of the hole without friends and family. I wouldn't have been able to. People that took time and resources out of their day to help a terrible piece of shit like I was. And that's the other thing as well, like, those of you who've been around for quite a while, I'm just an average dickhead. I am nothing special. I don't have anything going for me, all right? But I got down to that deep, deep, deep hole, and with just tiny, tiny steps, little things, I end up back at stream, not socially anxious, exercising, cold showering. And that's not the goal. You shouldn't aim for that. But you'd be surprised. And all I did, the small step was just, all right, I promised to shower this week, shower this month. All right, I'll put my shoe, like just the smallest step you can take. And then it ripples out months later, weeks later, years later, decades later. There'll be a situation in life where you would be able to help if you were strong enough. But it's kind of like transitioning between someone that needs to be taken care of to someone that can take care of others. And for me personally, don't think of that as like, it's very easy to take these sort of principles and spiral negatively and go, I guess I suck, I guess I'm bad. Don't spiral negatively with them. It's the wrong way to look at them. The best way to look at them for me is the thing that got me out of the hole, one of the main things, was being accountable to other people. So be accountable to someone else until you have the strength to be accountable to yourself. Be accountable to someone else. Lean on someone else. Make a promise to someone else. Someone that you don't want to let down, because you can let down yourself every day. That's easy. Super easy. Don't let down. Make a promise to someone else. And then you'll be surprised at how much you can stick to it. This is an example that I'm going to change a little bit to not expose anybody that might not want me to share this, but I know someone that had a family member that was ill. Family member that was ill, they had to get up at 6 a.m. or 5 a.m. or something to take them to the hospital, just get a shot. Very simple. And of course they got out of bed early. They went to the hospital, they got the shot for the person they cared about. But you got to treat yourself like someone you care about. Like treat yourself like a friend in need. Like if you have all these problems, if your best friend came to you with those problems, what advice would you give them? Would you tell them, just give up, you suck? Of course not. So don't say that to yourself either. Don't say that to yourself either. You'd be surprised when someone needs you, that you care about, you can get out of bed early. You can be there for them. So you can be there for yourself as well. And when you're there for yourself, then you have the strength to be there for others. Then you can ask your friends if they're okay, you know, or even tell them that you're not okay. Man, I'm getting like super emotional about this shit. It's making me think about all the rough stuff. There's a little bit more to talk about on this sort of stuff, and I know I'm rambling a little bit, but I think it's so important to just keep trying to remove the stigma. It's like, even if you go away with this and you just like ask one of your friends if they're okay, or you just go, oh, my friend said I'm still kicking, or he said something neutral. Hang on, does that mean he's struggling? Because especially with guys, especially with like the LGBT community, much, much higher rates, way overrepresented in the rates of death and stuff. And it's as easy as like a conversation. It's not easy, but it's not easy, but it's more beneficial than you would know. More beneficial than you would know to just ask them if they're okay, or to just provide them with an emotional space to let them feel like they're comfortable enough to share if they're okay. If you just like, toughen up, princess, fucking get over it, ooh, then that's how that pathway gets worse. And I'm lucky enough to have been surrounded by friends that are also neurodiverse and also severely disabled. So we all kind of know what it feels like. But I remember a time before I had anxiety, a very short time. But I remember that time and I didn't understand it. I couldn't relate. I was like, oh, you're just nervous. Okay. It wasn't from a place of like meanness. It was just like, I just can't relate. And I remember trying to describe to one of my family members about anxiety and depression, and they didn't even know the difference between them. They didn't even know. They didn't like you can't understand it till you've gone through it, and you shouldn't go through it. Like if you can avoid going through it, don't. but just try to be really empathetic, because it's something that I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. It's the hole you get into is the roughest spot ever to get out of. And if you've not gone through that before, if your only reference to the emotion someone else is feeling is, oh, I'm sad sometimes, oh, I'm nervous sometimes, don't ascribe those feelings as someone who's not struggling to those that are struggling and go, oh, you're just sad, just get over it. No, it's not just get over it. It's not what it is. It's not just do it. No. Just calm down. Just toughen up. It's not generally not from a place of maliciousness. It's generally from a place of being uneducated or ignorant around the severity of these issues. And if you haven't been there, you can't really know. But just go forward with the mindset of, even if the worst that I've felt, I could get over it, maybe someone out there is feeling worse. And it's not a comparison of suffering and, oh, you feel sad? Well, I feel worse. That's not what it is. It's just be kind to everyone you come across, because you don't know how bad they're struggling. Don't judge a book by its cover, because the book might look like it's happy for years and actually be on the verge of death. You have no idea. So just check your friends, make sure they're okay. Give them a hug. Hug your homies. All right? Hug your homies. Because if you're a guy and you're single, the last hug you might have had was your mum 8 weeks ago. All right? It's guys dump all their shit on their partners. And if they don't have a partner, then there's like no male intimacy because, oh, you're gay. Like it's a whole intergenerational problem that stems from like the boomers. It's all the boomers' fault. It's all the boomers' fault. I'll read chat now. That's only half of what I want to talk. The next part I want to talk about is Australian banter, because, oh my God, the other day was hilarious. And it was very positive. Much more positive. Let me take a breath, have a drink, and then I'll catch up on chat. Oof. Hopefully that was, that made sense. Hopefully that made sense and it wasn't just like, oh, Drop Bear's having a breakdown on front page. Hopefully that made sense. I think it's so important to talk about. I think Twitch is a great community for it, because Twitch has got so many neurodiverse people, so many people from like disadvantaged groups. But the real world can sometimes be a little bit more unkind and have a lack of understanding around some of these issues. And if you're fortunate enough to not go through these issues yourself, that's fucking awesome. I hope you keep doing well, but make sure you keep an eye on those around you, because not everyone's going to be doing as well or as bad as you are doing at the moment. So just keep an eye on your homies. Keep an eye on your homies. I'm not sure. Put it in the stream suggestions, Viking. First 2 weeks into the year. So there's a lot of stuff that we're missing. Hi Swag, I see you there. Al, Cat Lady, and PN. Oh, back to back. Good job. I wanted to mention you, Swag. I don't think this it'll be anything that you don't want me to share. It's nothing. It's more generic than a specific story. Me and Swag is a good issue of it. Me and Swag is a very good example of this. Hi Peach, I've done you before. You doing today, Peach? And Kratzy, good to see you. Dude, I love your little post in Haydos's thing. I love them. They're great. They're amazing. I love it. It's so good. It's so good. All right, let me catch up. Did I see Lorto in here? Did I? My eyes don't work. Also, I saw that DM. I'll check it. Now. Oof. Yeah, it's a swollen boy. Hopefully it gets better, man. Hopefully it gets better.
Right.
Christ, I need a good snitty with garlic gravy.
Ooh, don't get the the mushroom. Were you here for that meme? Oh my god, I clipped that and made myself laugh so hard. It's in the Discord. Taddy, thanks for 49 months, man. Thanks, Taddy. It's good to see you, dude. How did XCOM go the other day? I don't understand that game, so I only lurk very briefly. But it looks like you're having fun. Let me catch up on the chat. Yeah, it is what it is, not bad. Opening up to your friends has made us closer. As it turned out, we all had issues we didn't want to talk about. And now we ask each other how we are out of 10 and have proper conversations. Yeah, dude, that's awesome. That's awesome. I think it's a real mark of maturing. and you know, becoming more empathetic and stuff like that. Like you kind of shrug off the dust of the high school no homo, don't share, don't cry, you know. And anyone that if you have friends that are still like that as you get older and older, just distance yourself. Just like those aren't going to be the people that you can lean on in a crisis. Not that every friend has to be like, you know, a savior. You know, you have different various levels of relationships and stuff. But if you notice those sort of red flags where you go, just toughen up, mate. Oh, you had a bad day? Well, I had a bad week. I'm so much worse. I don't want to hear you complain. Like, oh, okay. So we're just having a competition for who's having the shittest? Okay. Well, I really want to share and get help from you in the future, don't I? It's really important. It's really important. And it's not to be taken for granted. Have 2 minutes in the naughty corner to think about why I did that. Let me catch up. Could be like, hey, you don't seem like yourself recently. Is something going on for you? Yeah, and it's really it's a good point, Brev. Like how you approach that with friends. How you approach that. Don't be like, you look like shit, mate. Are you sad? Like that might not be the best approach, depending on the person. But something like, yeah, you don't seem like yourself recently. Is anything going on? Or like open-ended questions. Open-ended questions are great. You know, hey dude, is there anything you want to talk about? No, I'm good. You sure there's anything we can talk about? No, I'm good. Leave me alone. All right, dude, if you anything to talk about, I'm here. Oh, well, actually, there was this thing. Like, you'll find that when you ever have a D&M with a mate, like camping or something, or you just casually talk, and then 3 hours later, you're like bearing your soul, like, man, that was rough. Oh, this happened, that was rough. Just getting over that initial, like, friction, that initial, like, trepidation to be vulnerable, I guess. But I promise you it's helpful. I freely admit how much of a terrible piece of shit I was. Because it's embarrassing to admit, and this is something I talked about with a friend recently as well. You know, various traumas in the past, you know, that's has various mistakes and traumas in the past that have led you down the path of ending up in a bad spot. It's very easy to pretend like they didn't happen and just be like, oh, well, I'm the best and nothing went wrong. But if you actually go like, hang on, yeah, that stuff went wrong back in the day. That's all right. That's fine. Like I admit it, I accept it, and what am I going to do about it? Rather than looking at it like, if you repress the trauma and stuff, then it's just that like ball of toxicity in you that's just eating you away. But if you go, all right, that was bad. Of course that was bad, but you know what? I'm strong enough to move forward in a better direction. Every failure is an opportunity to learn if you can put your ego aside. So look at the failures as, oh, I learned something here. And if I never failed that, then I would have probably kept making that mistake for the next 10 years. So how lucky am I to have gone through that mistake as early as I did? Which is probably not effective for everybody to think. It's hard to consider yourself lucky when you're going through something tough. But it would have been worse if you hadn't have found out, if you had have made that mistake for another year, you know? Not that it was great now. It would have been better if you had have learned that lesson a year in the past, but you can't affect the past. You can't affect anything. All you can affect is what you do right now and what you do tomorrow. That's all. So there's no point dwelling on the past if it's only going to be negative. Rather look at it like there's an opportunity to reflect and work out how I could approach it better and have a better outcome. You know? Lots of OGs. It's so good to see you today, Viking Bear. I bloody missed you, man. Bloody missed you, dude. Viking left to put pants on. I like it. I'm now realizing that I have it very good. My friend group are very open. We hug from time to time. It's as simple as asking a buddy if they need a hug. Sometimes that's all they needed. Yeah, like it's I've been thinking about that a lot too. Like when I saw that kid have that crash and the other kids were around him like immediately, like just really caring. They're really panicking too. But just like so caring. I was like, you have such good friends around you, dude. Like, you know, you're 7, you're 8, whatever. Like, you got such good people around you. It's so good to see because like it wasn't that way when I was in primary school. It wasn't that way when I was in high school. Like, you know, not that I didn't have friends around me in high school or anything, but not to that extent. It was just kind of nice to see. There was no one like, don't touch him. Are you gay? That was like primary school when I was there. So it's good to see it changing a little bit. Just gonna catch up on chat, and I apologize. Vasquez, good to see you, by the way. Good to see you, dude. Laugh at first and be like, oh shit, okay. Yeah, I mean, I didn't even laugh because like as I took the head, like I heard their like panic in their voice. I was like, oh shit, like what I'm gonna just walk home because I'm nervous and scared, and then this kid's gonna be bleeding out of his head and be dead. And that's not a good idea. You know, better to check and make sure things are good. But beforehand, I wouldn't have even been out of the house, you know. And like I haven't been working on myself to help anybody else. It's self-help. It's selfish. You know, I just wasn't happy with where I was, and I knew the path I was going down was going to end one way, and it was going to end badly. And I got a few wake-up calls that I decided to change. It just happens to have a byproduct of being a more useful member of society to those around you, which is kind of nice. But you know, I did it for myself. Well, I did it. I wanted to improve myself so I could be there for the people that I care about, because. Yeah, I've mentioned that a few times. My grandma's been a good source of help. I don't ever want to get a call from someone I care about that needs help and I can't help them because I'm intoxicated and I haven't slept and I got no clothes and I can't leave the house and I'm having panic attacks and all this sort of stuff. I don't ever want to get a call for help and I can't help them because it made me realize my priorities, and it made me sort of look forward into the future about how it's going to end out. And it's hard to do if you know, you can barely make it to the next day, but it's good to have those people around. That's another good point I want to talk about, having people around you that both provide space for you to recover and process by yourself, but then it's also important to have people around you that will kick you in the ass when you need it. You don't want to have too much of either side, but if you are too coddled, then you're never going to do anything scary. And you're gonna be, you know, like young Sheldon sort of thing. But then if you're too like drill sergeant, like get the fuck out of bed, if you're barely hanging on, that's not gonna help either. It's a real balance, and having people that can push you when you need to be pushed, but also help you when you need to be helped, is so important. And it's something that I've been very grateful for in the last few months, getting out of the hole. And you do kind of take it for granted sometimes. But it's rare. It's rare. I've missed so much chat, but you know what? I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna speed read it. Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. I mean, dude, I'm annoyed at myself that I wasn't there for you, B. I'm annoyed at myself, but that's a wonderful person. Also, Swag, you should be in bed, but good to see you. I asked my friend if he was okay and he burst into tears. Dude was holding things in too long. Yeah, like sometimes that's all you need. Sometimes it's all you need is just someone just to show you they care. Like, it's very rare that a guy will get asked, are you okay? It's so rare. I mean, it might happen for 3 weeks in Are You Okay Day. But like, that guy was just holding on to things until someone showed that they cared enough to actually listen. You know, and you were that person, Vasquez. So fucking good on you, man. Good on you, dude. I'm bad with crying though, so you'd be like, well, she's bad at this, and we'd have a laugh. I'm okay. Life's kind of too much right now, but I push on. You know how it be sometimes. Yeah, I know how it be, dude. I know. I'm also very bad at crying. Emotional regulation is, I mean, it's probably part of neurodiversity as well. It's also difficult for me. Although the other day I had a little bit of a, actually I probably cried twice this month. That's like 2 more times than in the last decade. One was because of grief and one was because of joy. That's crazy. I was going for a walk and I started to think about some of the stuff you guys sent me in Discord and some of the opportunities that are coming this way. And I was just like, Jesus Christ, like I kind of like who I am. I'm kind of proud. I kind of feel good. It's almost like an uncomfortable feeling when you felt bad your whole life. It's like, hang on, I feel good. You just like, part of your brain's like waiting for the crash. Like, oh, you felt good before, mate. You felt good before. You know you're going to crash. It's coming. It's coming. Don't get attached to the good feeling because you know you're going to crash. It's kind of an uncomfortable feeling. And I just was like, I got a little bit overwhelmed. I was like, man, I'm so lucky. I'm so lucky. I'm so happy. Or way less sad is probably a better way to put it. I do like that. Oh, I did want to talk about swag briefly. But nothing personal. Yeah, I've always said it's not selfish to put yourself first. You know, sometimes, you know, put your own oxygen mask on first before you help someone else. You know, the brightest candles burn twice as bright, but twice as fast, right? You Can't set yourself on fire to provide warmth to other people because eventually you're going to burn out and there's going to be darkness for everyone. I really like I think it's a Stoic quote. It's something like, if I'm not for me, then who is? If I'm only for me, then who am I? I really like that. If I'm not for me, then who is? If I'm only for me, then who am I? I really like that. I really like that quote. And I saw a comedian once talk about some mental health stuff, and he was saying, you know, I realized that I had to show up for myself. I have to show up for myself. And it's a hard thing to do. It's so hard to do because first off, you have to admit you need help. First off, you have to admit that part of it's in your control, part of it that you can control, that you can change. And then you go, oh, hang on, part of it's in my control. Oh, then it's my fault. Then I suck. It's my fault. I suck. And then bad. No, part of it's in your control. So I have the power to go forward. I have the strength. I have the belief. I can do this rather than, oh, it's my fault. It's my fault. No. Part of it's in your control. Even a tiny, tiny, tiny part. You can do this, you know? But first you have to admit that things are going wrong. And that's really hard to do. What's up, Monty? You little shit. Good to see you. Flex that big dick tick. It's a lot of text. Not much, mate. It's going good. It's going good. We're gonna be talking about a little bit lighter stuff after I catch up on chat. After I catch up. But I mean, like, just you guys in chat, just sharing, you know, being vulnerable and sharing stories and stuff. Like that's something. The anonymous and the distance that Twitch and stuff provides, an online community provides. Sometimes it's easier to reach out to people online than it is to reach out to people that are close to you. And I've talked to a few people in DMs about this sort of stuff recently, where it's nice to kind of have like a helpful stranger to lean on, because you know it's not going to affect those that are really close to you in real life. And I think the community that you guys have built, not me, you guys have built this with your own kindness is so valuable, especially how much people are struggling at the moment. But you don't have to always struggle. You know, things can be good too. That's awesome. We're not just all about being down. We're just all about being down. Thank you, Brev. Thank you, man. Speaking about mental health, and it's okay to not be alone. Yeah, like it feels very alone. It feels like you're suffering all by yourself. And I mean, you are technically, but you don't have to. You know, like share the burden. Like when I started being more vulnerable and being more open about it, it kind of takes the power away. Kind of takes the it takes like the sting out of it. You know, if you, it's the same as this is probably a terrible tangential metaphor, but it's the exact same stuff with like bullies at high school. If someone's like, "You're gay," you go like, "Yeah, I am gay." "Oh, but you're gay." "Yeah, so?" "Oh," they just walk away. Like if you don't react, if you own your sadness and you own the problems that you have, then there's no power. Someone's like, "You're depressed, you suck." Yeah, I do. But that's your own brain. It's your own brain going like, "You're depressed, you're a piece of shit, you're weak, you can't do this, stay in bed." Yeah, I am. That's fine. I am. It just takes the power out of it. And then if you share that with a friend or a family member or a professional, it just shares the burden. There's no more like masking. There's no more pretending to be okay. There's no more like hiding the shame. It's like, here's my shame, raw and honest. How do we go forward from here? You know? It's a hard thing to do. But, I mean, yeah, it's impossible to do. It's the hardest thing to do. Very hard. But, difficult things are worthwhile. Always worthwhile. We're almost got up on chat. I apologize. If I missed anybody from saying hi, I think I said hi to Peach and Donnie. I think I said hi. The very hardest step was the first step, especially being brought up in the 80s and the man-up mentality. Yeah, DK, like, I can only speak from a 90s kid perspective, but I can't imagine it was anything better in the 80s, in the 70s and stuff. Like, you know, I had an ancestor, probably the wrong word, but an older relative that, you know, took his own life sort of thing. Like in that generation when there was no resource, no support. So it's a hard, like, I mean, you've made progress, DK. You made huge progress from the uphill battle. Yeah, it's all about educating and expressing yourself. That's right. And like once you're confident in yourself, or not even confident, but once you're secure in yourself, like I'm secure in my flaws, secure in my advantages, your faults, your weaknesses, your strengths, all that sort of stuff. You just wear it on your sleeve, then it doesn't really matter what the public opinion is. This is who I am. You don't like it? Awesome. You do like it? Awesome. But I'm not gonna let who I am be changed by what you want, what you like. You know, and you'll find that in friend groups where it's like, oh, they all laugh at, you know, very tangential example as well. But if you're with a bunch of guys and one guy goes like, nice tits, babe, and everyone laughs, if one person goes, hey, that's not good, then everyone's probably going to be like, oh, well, you're not my friend anymore. You can't be part of this group. Or if they've got a brain, they'll go, oh shit, I'm not getting a laugh from these actions anymore. I will change, you know? But it's all about, what was my point now? I don't remember what my point was. What was my point there? Why did I say that example? I can't remember at all. At all. Oh, it's about like, you know, just being secure in yourself. Like just saying what you believe, doing what you think's the best, trying your best at things that are important and good for everyone. And then if people don't like it, or if people go, oh, and insult you or whatever, it's like, so? Don't take criticism from people you wouldn't ask advice from, you know? No one's opinion matters except for your own opinion about yourself. Now, don't become an egotistical, arrogant idiot and turn into like a sociopath, but it's all about reflection, all about security, all about confidence and belief and inner strength and all that stuff. Yeah, and it's the thing as well, Brev. It's not so much about intentions. It's more about being uneducated. And then, you know, if you resist being educated on topics that you're not educated on, then that's when the ego and the arrogance and that's when the intention comes into it. I thought I did have 7TV. Ever in doubt, blame the boomers. Yep, always the boomers. Gutted that you're up in the Ashes series though. Cop that. I haven't been following the cricket. But as long as the Poms are mad, I'm happy. I'm almost got caught up. You were having an accidental cold shower? Oh, a happy accident. Happy accident, Taddy. Do it tomorrow. Without the accident part. Smash it. Go to the pub, cover it up, drink it out. I mean, that was the only strategy. That was the only outlet for guys back in the day. Like, just become an alcoholic. And then, hopefully, you know, it's not a good strategy. Not a good strategy. Ooh, what's the sander for? Are you making your own table? Is that it, Taddy? Self-checkout wrecked. Yeah, I'm not too familiar with like early. I have worked with kids of all ages in my coaching career or coaching jobs that I had, but I don't know that much about parenting or mental health of children, unfortunately. But if you do have any information, it's awesome to share. Hi, Boot. The ADHD did take me. You didn't miss it. I just forgot until I saw that comment. But I'm sure I'll read the next comment and forget immediately again. Work is the worst environment. Yeah, what the pressures of like responsibilities and bills and employment, all that sort of stuff as an adult, some of that stuff is kind of unavoidable. And while you would want to do things differently, you always have to work out like, what am I sacrificing to gain the thing? And then is the thing worth it? And if the thing is money for bills and responsibilities and, you know, helping the family, then whatever you're sacrificing might be worth it for that. But it's really important to ask yourself those questions, because otherwise you might just go every day, 15 hours, work your ass off, crash and go, what the fuck am I doing? You know? And there's nothing wrong with taking on responsibilities in a way that you wouldn't prefer to take on because it's the best option out of the worst options that you have available. But it doesn't mean that those options can't get better in the future if you slowly walk towards it. It's very easy to say these things. It's impossible to actually do them. So if you are struggling and all this sort of stuff is making you feel worse, don't think you have to like climb Everest day one. You don't have to do anything. Just do whatever's best for you. Do whatever small step is good for you. Don't compare yourself to anyone, because everyone else is just as much as an idiot as you are. We're all idiots. We're all idiots. We're all trying our best, hopefully. Hopefully. Yeah, dwelling on the past and learning from the past. Learning from the past isn't always easy to do alone. Seeking help is not embarrassing, it's strong. Yeah, spot on, Viking. Spot on. I like admitting you're vulnerable and need help takes much more courage than pretending that you're the best and you're the strongest. It takes so much more courage to admit that you're struggling. So much more. So much more. It's much, much, much harder because of that fact. That's kind of it's probably the exact difference between like ruminating and like meditating, I'd say. You know, it's easy to ruminate, and like ruminating is like you have those cringy thoughts in your head when you're in the shower. You're like, why did I do that in like year 10 or whatever it is? Hey, Lordo. I said your name beforehand and I must have summoned you. How you doing, dude? They are overrated. I did miss you, MJ. I hope the docs went a little bit okay. Hope you got some sleep at least with the sun. Yeah, like it's what's that? I think this is a quote from Seneca. It's something like, every situation has two handles, so take the handle that can bear the weight. Like every situation you look at negatively or positively, and like how you look at it is up to you. It's just that the voice that wants to look at it negatively is so strong and has been so reinforced by health issues, by sadness, by life, all this sort of stuff. It's been so reinforced that it feels like it's the only way to look at it is like glass half empty. But you can look at the same situation in a positive light. The exact same situation. It's just up to you. It's just a matter of reinforcing that little spark in your head. You know, there's a what was it? There was an famous Edison quote. One of his factories, like his life's work, huge factory on fire, millions of dollars, all of his life's work, all on fire. And he went out there and he saw it. And the first thing he said was, "Hey, go grab your mum and grab the kids. They'll never see a fire like this in their life." I got that story from the Daily Stoic on YouTube. I recommend him. He's fucking awesome. I have not, Defran. But you know, like the thing's on fire. The thing has happened that sucks. A tragedy has happened. It's terrible, but you can make it more terrible in your head. You can make it way more terrible, or you can make it less terrible. It's still going to be terrible, but you have the power to make it more terrible or slightly less terrible. And I had that path of like, oh, small speed bump. Oh, it's the worst thing in the world. Car crash, burnout, 3 months away. Everything's terrible. And then the more you listen to it, the more it reinforces it. And then the harder it is to get that spark to go, hang on, let's look at the failure as an opportunity, which is hard to do when you're in the hole. It's impossible. It's so easy to say, it's impossible to do. And I've talked about a few times on how I got out of that hole. It's lots and lots of little fucking steps. The smallest goddamn steps ever. And that's good. It's supposed to be small. Don't compare yourself to someone who's running a marathon when you can't get out of bed. Your best effort might be putting your shoes on. Your best effort might be answering a phone. That's awesome. Don't compare yourself to anyone. Remind me about the ADHD taking me swag, because I will forget that again immediately. But it's a good, very good comment, Viking. Very wise. Wow, snack. Yeah, man. That's probably a combination of the factors I'm talking about. Hopefully you've got people around you to help you now. Hopefully. Yeah, and that's a personal thing. You know, you want to you need to have people to kick you in the ass. You need to have people to push you when you need to push. You need to have people to help you when you need help. But too much of the other one is bad. You know, if you're getting pushed when you're at max 100% stress and you can't handle anything, you're gonna break. But if you're being, I don't think coddled's the right word, but if you're being taken care of so well that there's no reason for you to take a step forward, then you kind of sit in limbo. And I think maybe it's a guy thing, maybe it's a human thing, I'm not sure. But one of the things I struggled with when I stopped streaming, when I got partnered and then stopped streaming, I didn't want to play Dead by Daylight anymore. You know, I wasn't a full-time streamer anymore. I wasn't a sports scientist anymore. I had to quit that job for streaming. So like, what was I? What am I? I had a full identity crisis. Then the ADHD, all my memories were wrong. Or they you know, what am I? Why get out of bed today? Why? Like that was the hardest question in my head. Just why? Do this. Why? Do this. Why? Do this. Why? Because of this. I don't want that. Or we should get that, but I don't want it. Like that is a really trick. Don't listen to the what if or the why in your head. Take the step and you will find out why as you're moving forward. People think, everyone thinks that because we've got consciousness, our brain, our thoughts, when I feel good, when I feel motivated, when I have energy, when I'm not sad, then I can take the action. But that's not how it works. You have to take the action first and ignore the brain going, Go back to bed. Go back to bed. Take the action first, and then you get the energy. Then you get the motivation. Then you get the discipline. It's the action that leads into the thoughts changing, not the thoughts changing that leads into the action. And it's the most annoying thing possible, because if you're a logical person, you know, you want to sit there and you want to try to get your brain, you want to think of a reason to go forward, but your brain's just like, why? You're like, shit, I can't argue that. I guess I'll stay in bed. It's very the more actions you take, it changes the thoughts. The thoughts don't change, and then the action happens. And it's so annoying. It's annoying as an overthinker. I just want to think my way out of everything, but you can't. You can't. Oh, no shit, Swag. You need some sleep today. Don't stay up late for me, man. One thing I see that hasn't changed with you, Damon, is the fact that you always cared about your community. You read every single message before, and you're doing your damn best to keep reading all of chat. Love that. Of course, man. Of course, Viking. Of course, man. I'm the same person. Like, I've changed myself a little bit, but, you know, viewer numbers going up, sub numbers going up, partner going... Don't let fucking fake metrics... Not fake, but don't let metrics and numbers change who you are as a person. I cannot stand it when someone gets partner and they're like, oh, I'm so good. Like they think of themselves as like something special. Like, we're all human. Everyone's just in different stage in their life. It's fine. You shouldn't look down on anyone just because you're doing a little bit better. And I don't think you should idolize anyone either. It's a bit further up than you either. You know, it's good to take inspiration, like mentorship, but don't idolize people. We're all human. We're all human. You know, I'm a partner now, so I'm only going to read donated chats. I'm only going to read, yeah, also, it's hard to say generalizations because there's always an exception. If you have 1 billion people in chat, no way you can read all of them. That's not what I mean. But there's no reason to get a tick and then go like, I'm not going to raid affiliates now because I'm only going to raid bigger people and network and grow. Like, yeah, all right, but like, what about your friends? What about your friends with the 10 viewers? I thought you were friends with them. You're not friends? You were just friends when you had 9 viewers and they had 10 viewers, and then they rated you, and then now you're 11 viewers, and now you're just... It's... being on the stream for like 5 years, it's like the Wizard of Oz. It's like when he pulls back the curtain, he sees the guy with all the things. Like, oh, I see the strats. But you got to make mistakes before you learn from them. And Twitch is it's a whole topic. I've always said that the people that succeed on Twitch, people that actually succeed on Twitch, 9 out of 10 of them are really, really good people. 1 out of 10 of them is a really, really, really good actor. And you will not be able to tell the difference until you've made that mistake. It's actually what Zeno says, one of the Stoicism guys. He says the more you study philosophy, you become like a money changer. You can bang a coin on the counter and tell if it's counterfeit or not. It's kind of what it is. The more self-help you do, the more philosophy and reflecting and stuff you do, the more you learn, the more you grow, then you start to be able to tell what's counterfeit or not. It helps you judge better. Although you'll still make mistakes. And that's just being part of human. Being part of human. Thank you for that, Kratzy. Yeah, you're very positive. I do love that. We do have we'll do the battle. I did add something today. So if you got meds, if you got them, there you go. And then also, there's some resources for anyone around the world. We're not professionals, but we try to give a community that you can lean on. But if you need serious help, please seek serious help. We cannot provide that, but we can be friends to listen. Let me catch up. We'll do the battle in a sec. What's scary is I relate so much to this conversation, and little thing might have stopped me going to the wall in COVID. That's the thing, man. It's the little things. Like, one conversation can save a life, one conversation can end a life. You just don't know which conversation it is. So try your best to always be kind, you know? I'm sorry you relate to it because, you know, be better if you're like, I don't know, I don't understand anything you're talking about. My life is great. Awesome. Unfortunately, life sucks. Just want to take a minute and say you're looking happy and healthy. Seems like the daily bag shrinkage and self-help. It's working, just an observation. Yeah. I've been feeling good. I'm exercising insanely. Like, tennis last night was like 15 Ks. 32 games in a row, didn't lose a single one. Cold shower this morning, cold shower yesterday morning. Regulating my drugs and alcohol, essentially none. Seeing friends and family, support networks, professionals, medication, tools, everything. But that's all. It's all small steps. It's all small steps. You don't get there in day one. You know, it's taken 30 years of mistakes to even attempt to be a human. So don't beat yourself up if you're struggling, because that's okay. It's human. It's okay. But what's the next step forward? Because there is always a step forward. There's always a step you can take to make things worse, and there's always a step you can take to make things better. You just have to have the inner belief in yourself that you are capable enough to do the step forward, even though your brain is telling you you can't. Your brain is a liar. Fuck your brain. Don't listen to it. Don't listen to it. All good, B. All good. Yeah, dude. You know, you guys are here for me as much as I'm here for you. It's a two-way street. Two-way street. I can't, you know, deal with 100 emotional trauma dump DMs every day because I'm a human myself. But it's a two-way street. Don't just think that yeah, it's a two-way street. Two-way street. You went to GP. Awesome, dude. Yeah, that's sometimes it's just that first step. The first step is the hardest. The first step is so hard. Like the first step forwards is almost always a backwards. This is what I was thinking about the other day. I don't know if this makes sense. Nice job, Kish. Good job, mate. I don't know if this makes sense. Maybe you guys can tell me if it does. Also, we'll only be talking for maybe this battle, and then we'll play maybe Overwatch. Maybe take a piss and play some Overwatch games. It was chaos. It was. It's good to see you. I'm missing a little bit of chat at the moment. I do apologize. I will catch up on that. Yeah, late is always better than never. Yeah, I love that. I love that. Late is always better than never. Always better than never. Like, don't go like, oh, there's no point starting now because like I've already done all these terrible. I've already had all these struggles. Late is always better than never. Always. Doesn't matter how late it is. Doesn't matter when you start or how you start. It just matters that you start. Yeah, I'm so behind on chat, but I will catch up. And we can talk about the meds a little bit. Thanks for the follows, guys. And did I miss any subs? No, it was just Taddy and Winter today. Okay. I think everyone got subs from our old mate the other day. God damn, Dox is such a lovely person. So blessed. Like I am. I'm very grateful. Yeah, I appreciate that. It's very kind, Lordo. Very kind. I asked you the other day, what did your missus think about being on the TV in the bedroom? Did you just call me a dickhead, or did she say any other insults? I want to hear all of them. I think that's hilarious. Hilarious. You got some good sleep? Oh, it's so nice when that happens, because it happens so rarely. It's good to hear, MJ. Oh, that's such... Oh, man. Brev. I'm so glad you came to the stream. That's such a good thing you just said. I love it. You have the power to give your thoughts power over you. You have to learn to recognize them as thoughts and not truths. That is so good. I haven't heard that before. That's so good. Learn to recognize that your thoughts are thoughts. They're not truths. And it's hard to do. It's hard to abstract yourself and go, hang on, these negative thought patterns that tell me I can't do it are just thoughts. Because everything in your brain is going, this is the truth. You can't do it. Here's the reasons why. Here's the excuses. Here's everything that's going wrong. Here's all the problems. You can't do it. Recognize them as thoughts, not as truths. I love that. I love that. That's really good. It's really good. It also kind of ties into the whole idea of like, you've survived 100% of your bad days, like right now. All of your worst days that you've had, you've survived them. You can survive today as well. All the terrible stuff. I bet there's been times in your life where you've been terrible and then you've eventually had a good day. And you've been terrible, eventually had a good day. Right now, you might be feeling terrible and it might feel like it's never going to change. It's always going to be terrible every day going forward. Today sucks, yesterday sucks, last week sucked. So the whole future's going to suck. But part of your brain goes, hang on, that's unreasonable because I've had bad days before and eventually I've had one good day. I'm having bad days right now. I'm not going to listen to that thought that tells me it's a truth. I'm going to listen to it as a thought, an incorrect thought, a lying thought. And I'm going to go, I'm having bad days right now, but if I keep going forward, there'll be a good day. But if you make a permanent decision on a temporary situation, the possibility of a good day will never come. You can get there. Rolled over, fell asleep. Yeah, sounds like most of the girls that have known me say the same thing. Yeah, I apologize for missing some chat. I will get to it. Sage, good to see you. Good morning. Are you American or it must be American or getting out of bed at lunchtime for EU? Yeah, good morning. Must be Tuesday morning for you. I'm almost caught up. I promise. I'm almost caught up. That's such a good thing, Brev. DK, you are more than welcome to, dude. We have a mental health channel. I'm adding more resources to the Discord as we go. There's going to be much more resources in the Discord. I want to do an accountability channel, like a fitness channel, like a pride channel. Probably pride's the wrong word. A channel where we can just brag about shit. Like, I fucking answered the phone today. A channel, I don't know what to call it. Accomplishment channel? Something. Little wins. Maybe a little wins channel. There's going to be much more resources in the Discord coming for soon. I'm slowly adding more to the stream, more to the content, more to the thing every day. I'm not rushing into overwhelming myself and burning out. So it's slow and steady increases. But things are actually happening. Things are actually improving. Beforehand, it was all these ideas, end stream. Oh, I'm depressed. I'm going to bed. Now I can actually implement them on my time away from stream, which is feels so fucking satisfying, and I'm very kind of proud about this, the tiniest thing ever. But just because they're tiny to the world doesn't mean they're not huge steps for you. Don't compare. Oh yeah, for sure, Etsy, for sure. Absolutely. See, it's not the most didn't invent that thought, but it's definitely one to keep in mind. Yeah, that's kind of what I've been on at the moment, Brev, where it's like I'm trying to challenge myself. I'm trying to do difficult things because my brain is very, very good at convincing me from running away from scary things and just to go back to bed and be sad and everything's too hard. But the more you expose yourself to the hard stuff voluntarily, the more that voice in your head gets reinforced. It goes, oh, hang on, we can face the challenges. We can face them and we can overcome them. And the next time a challenge happens, you go, I'm not going to listen to that voice because I know I can do it. And you just slowly reinforce it. Slowly reinforce it. Tomorrow I'm getting out of bed and I'm cold showering. It's going to suck. It sucks every day I do it. But I've done it 3 weeks in a row now. So every day I go forward, the next day goes, this is going to suck, don't do it. It's going to suck, you can't do it. But I've already done it so much. The first time was really hard. I hadn't done it before. The second time still was really hard, but I know that I can do it because I did it yesterday. And then there's kind of the excuses fall away. The second you prove to yourself you can do it, the second you reinforce that you actually can take that step, then the excuse that says you can't do it, you go, hang on, what do you mean I can't do it? I've already done it. Just reinforcing. Yeah, Sage, good to see you. I'm sorry I missed your comment, but good to see you. Good morning. Oh, that's wonderful, Snack. That's wonderful, dude. Yeah, that's incredible. How do you feel living super remote if you want to get into it? And it's hard probably being removed from, you know, a lot of the people you want to spend time around, but man, living remote sounds so wonderful. Give me an internet connection, a toilet, and like a pet, and I'm good. Yeah, MJ. That's like those. You're gonna run into those situations more often than not. You're gonna run into people like when you get ADHD. The thing when I got diagnosed with ADHD, I was very cautious to tell people because I had no idea about it up until the point where I discovered it myself. I thought it was just an 8-year-old kid running around being loud with bad parents. I didn't know anything about it. Like I had all the stigmas in my own head, so I couldn't tell people. Because how can I defend against the stigmas that they have when I believe the stigmas myself? Like I still believe that I was lazy, that it was an excuse, that it was a crutch, all this sort of stuff. And it's just rewiring those stigmas. It's just education. It's just talking to experts and stuff. Like you're gonna bump into people, especially older generations, that go like, "Oh, we all have ADHD. I forgot something the other day." Oh, did you? You forgot one thing. Tell me what you forgot one thing. Oh, really? Really? Have you ever found your keys in the fucking fridge like 3 days in a week? You don't know why they're there. It's the most frustrating thing. Oh, you're depressed? You have depression? Yeah, the other day I was sad. Yeah, I know what you mean. We're all a bit sad sometimes. Oh, But it's like, it's picking your battles. You know, you don't have to confront every person that has not as much education as you do. You know, it might end up making you more drained than... Just pick your battles. The people that truly care about you, that want to learn, that want to listen, they'll be there. The ones that are dismissive and just go, oh, these kids these days, oh, you know, not worth, pick your battles. Pick your battles. As frustrating as it is, like, be confident in your own opinions if they're based off of your experience and evidence. And anyone that has opinions that aren't based on those things, who cares what they think? Who cares? Yeah, Chaos, what was your experience? Today is my first day on the long-acting medication, because the original doctor I had was like, he was not good. I saw my doctor yesterday, which was quite good. I'm got some blood tests coming up and a bunch of other stuff. Slowly, like that's the thing, is when you're in that hole, you don't care about yourself, so you just let everything go, like your mental health, physical health, neglect everything. Now I'm starting to care about myself, which is like, oh wow, well done, so proud. It's a big step for me. Slowly starting to give a shit about myself, which means that I'm actually care about getting help for the problems I have. Beforehand, it's like, I don't even want to be here. I don't care if all these problems, you know? But past Damon neglected it so badly that future Damon has to cop all the problems. But future Damon is strong enough to face them. And, you know, we'll have to see what happens. The meds seem to be going well. I've only tried it one day today. But way better. I don't have to remember every 4 hours. Memory no good. Memory no good. Yeah, I mean, DK, yeah, fucking, I've done the same. I think the best thing to do is, if you see red flags like that, is to just distance yourself. Don't start a big shit throwing fight on Twitter and go, this person did this, rah, 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 rah. Who cares? The best revenge is to be unlike them, you know? Rise above it, you know? Don't sink to their level. Don't argue with idiots, chat, because they'll beat you with experience. Just do the best you can. Distance yourself from anyone that has more morally bankrupt values than you do, and work on yourself. Work on yourself. Oh my god, everyone knows Brev. Everyone knows Brev. It's good vouching. Good vouching. It's a great resource. I'm glad you like that, Katsu. Yeah, we've got that resource in there now for the moment. Oh, you're telling me, Brev. You're telling me. I said this the other day. I think the closer you get to, thanks Swag, the closer you get to 30, the more you start realizing that like all your quirks and personality traits are just symptoms. Oh, I'm an adrenaline junkie. Oh, I'm a chronic procrastinator. I'm always late. I always forget things. I always procrastinate, then wing stuff and last minute rush it. Sometimes I get sucked into a game for 4,000 hours and I get bored immediately. I quit jobs randomly even though I get it promoted, and then I go do something completely different. And then this and this and this. Oh, hang on. Maybe I'm not just an adrenaline junkie. Maybe I have a disorder. Maybe I have both. It's hard to know. And the things is like, the people that say, oh, we all have ADHD, we all have depression. These things are spectrums, and there is a threshold that is not quantifiable with any like biological markers or anything, so you need expert opinions on it. But there is a threshold when it goes from like just being the general population forgetful, general population impulsive, whatever, and there's a threshold when it becomes impairing, and it becomes, oh, there is something going wrong here. You might be really good at this, but why are you so bad at this? That doesn't make sense. You should be even. Oh, there you go. And then depending on if you're 2E or gifted, or, you know, if you're academic or intelligent or whatever, if you have certain advantages, then you might be able to mask it and have more effective coping strategies than those that don't have those advantages, which seems like a good thing. It just means that you mask and cover up the problems longer than other people. So when they finally realize that you're like 30 to 50, and then it's like, oh my god, this is why everything's been so hard. Yeah, we've been here before and gotten through it. We can get through it again. Heck yeah. It's just that slow mindset change. It's just that little spark of self-belief, that little, we can do this. You know what? We've been in the hole. We've been through the rough stuff. We're going through some rough stuff right now, but you know what? We're strong enough to get through it beforehand. We're strong enough to get through it now. But don't make, also the other side of that is like, don't beat yourself up and go like, oh, I feel bad. It's my, like, don't punish yourself for it. Sometimes if your life sucks, it's appropriate to be depressed. I feel like people don't say that. It's okay to be depressed. It's okay to be anxious. Life fucking sucks sometimes. It's okay. That's okay. It's part of being human. Embrace it and go, all right, we feel this. Something bad happened. So that's why we feel this. It's an appropriate thing. And then what are we going to do? What are we going to do about it? Can we do anything about it? Oh, we can't. Well, then I'm not going to let myself spiral for no reason or at all. It's just that little perception change. And it's very impossible. It's so impossible. At 25, yeah. It's very individual. Super individual. You'd be like, oh, I'm the same weight, I'm the same gender as this other person, so I should be on the same dose. No, it's all individual. It's so individual. Yeah, 25, man. I got mine at 29. And you get in those thought bands where you're like, man, if I only knew when I was 10, if I only knew when I was 5, if I only knew when I was 15. But you go through like a mourning stage of the past you that could have been, but it's not very useful. It's easy to go down that pathway, but it's better to look forward than to look back. You know, only look back if you're going to get value and learn a lesson from it. Don't look back just to make yourself feel shitter in the present. Like, oh, that terrible thing happened 10 years ago. And now you feel bad now? You already felt bad 10 years ago when it happened. Why are you going to make yourself feel bad now? Worry about tomorrow. You know, you've already suffered. Don't bring the suffering back up unless there's something useful there. It's hard though. No worries, Lordo. Get your stuff done. There's so much you want to do, and I do none of it and felt, oh my God, you speak the same language. Oh, dude, I have notebooks everywhere from 4 years of streaming. That'd be a good idea. That'd be a good idea. Oh my God, creative thought. This thought, this thought, this thought, and then do nothing. And then the way that I pretended to be functional was stream 18 hours every day for a whole month. So no one would ask, hey, where's the emotes? Hey, where's the goal? Hey, where's the bit thing? Hey, where's this? Where's the video edited? Where's the social media? No one would ask that because, oh, he's doing 18 hours a day live. He's working so hard. Yeah, at one thing, which was just a procrastination because I couldn't do the other stuff. And I've found that in my entire life where I'll hit a stage of, success might be the wrong word, but I'll get good enough at an area of a job that I'll get to a stage, but then the other stuff I've been neglecting or that I can't compensate for eventually starts impacting it. And the best example is when I was a swimming coach. Really good swimming coach, promoted, fucking shit tons, great coaching, love the kids, know my shit, awesome. And then I get promoted into like a manager position. And then, hang on, now I have to manage schedules and timesheets and be on time and this and this and this. I can't do that. I'm so good at the coaching, the in-person coaching, that I got moved to a spot which is not coaching, with more pay, more responsibility. But I didn't do the coaching because of the pay or the responsibility. I did it because I enjoyed it. And now I'm in a spot where I don't enjoy it, with things that I can't do. And the benefit is the number in the bank goes up. And then, oh, then you fail, then you quit, then you burn out. Everything in life. Everything in life. I worked for 2 hours, didn't have music playing, I just wrote down. Yeah, that's awesome. Chaos. Hopefully I see you again in the community, maybe in the Discord, because we have got nearly identical experiences. The first time I took the medication, the short acting, the lowest dose, 10 milligrams, I seriously went, is this how everyone else's brain has been? Really? My brain is quiet for the first time ever. Hang on, are other people's brains quiet normally? What is this? Normally my brain is like, we should do that, we should do this, we should do this. It's like 100 radio stations, all of my own voice. If you think my streams are annoying, imagine listening to my own voice in my head 24/7 and having to battle it. It's so exhausting. Like, no wonder I hate myself. I have to listen to myself fucking 24/7. But 5 versions of me in my brain all like wanting to go in different directions. Oh, I have to deal with that in my own head. I almost thought like I was meditating. I was like, hang on, my brain is empty. And then I could like direct my focus. I could be like, I want to think about this. Instead of, that would be a good, but then we should do this. But what if this, but then what about this? What was I thinking about? Oh, I thought about this and then this and then try to follow the breadcrumbs back and you're like, oh, I'll go to bed. It's ridiculous. Yeah, I think we got the same brain cell, Chaos. It's actually quite validating hearing other people's experience. And I know not everyone in the community is ADHD or neurodiverse, so I don't want to be too specific on this stream about that topic, because I want to be more broadly useful. But yeah, it's validating when you hear other people's experiences, and this is why it's so important to talk about it. So important to talk about struggling, talk about depression, checking on your friends, make sure you're okay, because all we have is our own experience in our head. And if you grow up like, oh, all my friends are neurodiverse, what a surprise, because I couldn't deal with anybody else. But we didn't know we were neurodiverse. We were just like, oh, we're friends. So you go, oh, I guess I'm normal because all the people I spend time around think the same way. So I think the same as them. So we're normal. And then you go, oh, like home life. Oh, I'm the same. I think the same way as my parents and my brothers. I guess I'm normal. Or maybe you're all abnormal. Maybe it's birds of a feather flock together. You know, maybe it's that. But that's why it's so important to talk about it publicly with other people, because until I heard someone say, this is how my brain works, this is how I think, oh my God, me too. Hang on, is that not normal? And someone else go like, no, I don't forget that things. I don't do that. What are you talking about? You just have a bad memory. You just have this and this. Like my mum told me a story. She said when I was 5 years old, I came out to the lounge room and said, Mum, I can't sleep. My brain won't be quiet. And 25 years later, I got diagnosed. Should have got diagnosed then. It's so obvious. It's so obvious when you know, but until the puzzle clicks, you're just like, oh, I guess I suck. But this is important for all things, like all things you're struggling with. It doesn't just have to be specifically ADHD or autism or anything like that. Like if there's something in your life that you're struggling with that you don't know why, or you can't think of a reason why, then seek help. Research it. Ask a professional opinion. Ask your friends. Reach out, you know, because what you're feeling might be completely valid, might be completely appropriate, or it might be something that's, oh, that's a little bit different than how I see things. Maybe we should work out why that's happening. But until you approach the question, you can't find the answer, you know? I know, Swag, I'm also like battling inflated bladder. I'm about to piss myself again, but if I stand up and pee, I will forget everything I want to talk about. And we still haven't talked about the goddamn banter. I insulted my fat friend so beautifully at gym the other day. Chef's kiss. It was wonderful. It was a perfect example of Australian banter. Oh. But you guys are being too active. The community is too lovely. I appreciate it. Hi, who's here? Kitty. Hi, Kitty. Good to see you. I promise I read chat better than this. Wow, that's a 12-minute late comment. I'm so bad at this. I'm so bad at this. Oh, you got an ad, Chaos? I do apologize. We have ads once every... Someone play the ad thing? I'll play it. No, I'm not playing an ad. I'll play the button. We have one every 20 minutes to turn off the pre-rolls. So there's 25 minutes of pre-rolls right now, or 25 minutes of the ads turned off for new viewers. So if you wouldn't have got an ad when you joined, but you might get an ad in 20 minutes. Because it's a good system. I don't like pre-rolls, but I do like the option they have to turn them off. So I do apologize. It's on the lowest setting. We ain't making big boy bucks over here. What was I doing? That's crazy. Yeah, I've seen a few short TikToks and stuff about both autism and ADHD, and it seems like it's a real mental battle. Real mental battle. I do want to discuss. I should have asked my doctor yesterday. I forgot. There's the ADHD. I forgot. I do want to look into an autism diagnosis. I don't think I'm very high on that spectrum, but I know they do share like 70% similar symptoms, and a lot of the symptoms do relate, but not massively. And also, I don't think there's anything you can do to help it. And, you know, it's just a difference. But it'd be cool if I can have another excuse, another tool in the tool belt, you know. Yeah, there you go, Kat. There you go. Yeah, I didn't even notice until discovered it myself. Yeah, that's bloody rough. It's bloody rough, MJ. Dude, you're so bloody strong. Like, the stuff you go through and you post in the Discord, it's inspiring as heck, man. Even though it's rough, like, we're all proud of you, dude. We're all proud of you. You keep moving forward even though life keeps smacking you. It's a hard thing to do. Hard but impressive. This is to keep you here. Just pee and talk. Go and go to sleep if you're to sleep. Yeah, I've got a friend that's very inattentive, very distracted, very daydreaming. I got like the highest score and everything. I'm an overachiever. I went hard or went home. Like, here's the number you need to be severely impaired. Guess what? You've got double that number. So I'm double severely impaired? Do I get money? Do I get like a carer? What do I get? You get good luck, mate. Here you go. And also I look like I've worked hard at looking functional. Trying to convince anyone, hey, by the way, not only am I impaired, I'm severely impaired. I have a high score. How can you be severely impaired? What about this person? This person's way worse than you. Like, you look fine. Yeah. All right, I'm fine. Yeah, you get a medal. I want candy. Nah, I feel like I would have totally fallen for the candy in the back of the van. If it was good candy. If it was a Dunkaroo, I'd roll that dice. Yeah, knowing is still better. Yeah, knowing, education is always better. It's one of, yeah, like that's the thing as well. One of the times when I was tried antidepressants, tried moving house, tried everything, tried new job, went through everything. Really on the edge of like, yeah, heavy suicidation. This was a really bad spot. And the second I talked to someone about it, I immediately felt better. And it's the last thing you want to do. When you're in that hole, you want everyone to leave you alone. You want to be quiet, dark, cold, in bed. Everyone go away. The last thing you want to do is talk to someone. And the second I talked to someone and opened up and started crying and venting, immediately the whole weight just came off my shoulders. Like, immediately it was the step forward. It's the last thing you want to do, but it's the most useful thing to do. You just have to like, I'm sure there's people around you that can be there for you. And if there's not, vent in the Discord and use the resources that we've posted in the chat. Because not everyone's as lucky to have everyone around you. Everyone's got their different disadvantages. Smashed it? Yeah. That was good. It turns out I'm more disabled than my friend. Which is I kind of like flex that on him. I'm like, oh, you only scored this? Well, I scored even higher. You know? This is way harder for me than you, Mr. This number. I'm over here. Look at my number. Shut the fuck up. That's the next topic we're going to talk about. So I wanted to talk about swag in terms of very generically, so then she can go run to bed. Very generically, what's up, Jesus? That is a cool. Is that a doggo tipping his hat? That is like a little milady. That is a cool emote. Cool emote, cool name. Welcome to the bloody stream. Just 10 out of 10. Everything about that is great. Hell yeah, I'm generic. Nah, you're the name brand frozen pizza swag. You know you are. You're the expensive thing that you splash on. You like raccoons? Heck yeah. What about trash pandas? I mean, raccoons are trash pandas, right? Swag? Where's the trash pandas? Raccoons and possums are different though, aren't they? Because American possums are different to Australian possums. Ours are strong. Ours are very strong. What was I gonna say? I know what I was gonna say, but why was I gonna say it? It's a good question. Oh, so beforehand I mentioned a story, which I thought was a really good example of this point. There was I knew someone that had to get up really early to go take a family member to go get a shot at the hospital. Nothing serious, just up early, injection, come home, all good. But I said to that person, see how much you can do when it's for caring for someone else, someone else that you love. You can get up early, even though everything sucks, even though it's struggle, all this stuff. You can get up early because it helps someone else you care about. You can go do it. You can help someone else you care about. And what I said to them was, be that person you care about. Like, care about yourself. Treat yourself like that loved person. And this is not my idea. It's one of the rules, I believe. Treat yourself like you're a friend in need. If a friend came to you with all the problems that you have and said, I'm depressed, I can't get out of bed, all these things are wrong, everything sucks, would you tell your friend, oh, just give up, you can't do it, just give up? Of course you wouldn't. You'd go like, all right, let me help you. What can we do? You got to treat yourself like the person that needs help. Like, treat yourself like a sim. Like, that's something that one of my other friends said, like, pilot the sim, all right? Abstract yourself, you're piloting the meat suit. You're just a barely awake consciousness, terribly piloting a meat suit, all right? Pilot the sim. Oh, sim gets grumpy when it hasn't eaten. Well, go eat. Treat yourself like that. And it made me think about Swag, which is not an insulting way, but me and Swag are very similar. We share one brain cell. And sometimes I'll come to her with all these problems and she'll give me great advice. And sometimes she'll vent to me with some problems and I'll give her great advice. They're the same problems. Like, we can't take our own advice. We know the answer, but we can't take it ourselves. Maybe I'm speaking too much for her here. But you'll see those people in your life where it's like, I can't take my own advice, but if someone else tells me what I already know, it helps. So treat yourself like that person. Treat yourself like a pet that you love. Treat yourself like a friend that you love. Pretend a friend came to you with the same problems. What would you give them advice for? Well, do that yourself. It's really hard to do. Just pilot the sim. I saw a really good thing on Instagram as well, like a little meme where it was, I think it was someone with autism. They were treating themselves like a zoo, like a wildlife enclosure. And they were saying things like, oh, the tiger gets distressed when its enclosure is messy. As if themselves, oh, the house is messy. No wonder I'm distressed. I'll clean it up. Oh, the pandas get angry when they're hungry. Oh, I haven't eaten in a while. Treat yourself like you're piloting a sim. Like, playing a game as a Sims, the meat suit needs these things. Well, go do those things. And then the sim goes, whoa, gobbledygook, whatever they say. And then you get 5 stars. Treat yourself like a friend that you care about. And you'll be surprised. Which is kind of like the most simple thing ever to think about. But it works. It works. And I mentioned that to the friend that got up early when they could never get up early before because they did it for someone else they cared about. And they could do it. They could do it because someone else needs my help. The barrier, the limbic friction goes away. The barrier of excuses goes away because it needs to be done. I need to do this because if I don't do this, there's consequences for someone else that I care about. So think about it yourself. I need to do this for myself because if I don't, there's consequences for me and I care about me. It's just changing that. I'm going to do the battle and I'm going to take a piss. Hopefully I didn't dox all of your problems, Swag. But don't worry. I was going to compliment you there, but it was going to be way too flirtatious front page. I got to take a piss. Did we win? Did we win? The monkeys are throwing feces at the caretakers. I think I saved it on Instagram. It was pretty good little thing. Pretty good little thing. Yeah, it's just that mental barrier. Like, you will listen to your own excuses, but you won't tolerate excuses from someone else you care about because you want to help them. And to help them, you can't listen to the excuses they give you because that won't help them. So don't listen to the excuses you give yourself because that won't help you. Very easy to say, very hard to do. I mean, if you think you can win the rock, paper, scissors versus the Grim Reaper, then maybe. But I wouldn't use that strategy in anything outside of the game. Freedom possums are opossums, yeah. I thought they were opossums. Our opossums are chunky. If you ever driven in country Australia and hit one by accident, yeah, they're strong. Pretty nice job, guys. Well done. Oh, it's a gold one. Man, I see so much of myself in Chaos, even just from like the brief interaction we've had meeting today. It's crazy. It's crazy. Crazy with the thinking you go through. What have I got? Do we have BBC? Yeah, BBC's ready. Chat, for the low price of $5, $2.50 comes straight to the creator. 50% split with Stream Raiders. We were with Stream Raiders in alpha and beta. This BBC was built by Ricali, the best pixel artist in all of the southern and northern hemispheres in the universe. And also we have a Stevo, and they're only $5. And the more you buy, the more we get, and then we can get more even cooler ones. So send me money. I am in debt. Thank you. That's my sales pitch today. Twitch Prime, chat. What else have I forgotten? Subscribe to social medias. That's enough. Did I miss anything? Any riffraff? Yeah, self-diagnosis is a little bit tricky. Because I think self-diagnosis is something that gets overused, but it's not an completely insignificant resource. Oh, I said Twitch Prime, and I got Twitch Prime. Also $100. I'm over region. Thanks, Chaos. I appreciate the Prime. Dude, I think you'll love it here. Enjoy the emotes, man. We've got some good artists, swag and stuff. Nah, you're all good. You're all good. It's the ADHD short-term memory. Thank you for the Prime. Thank you for the Prime. We don't usually get... when we talk about really heavy stuff, it's much more of a me ranting stream rather than lots of alerts and lots of subs and stuff, which is totally fine. I'm happy to talk. This stuff is so important. And that's kind of, I got that sort of pressure with like the other games and stuff where it's like, if I play this game, I have this many viewers and I can pay rent. If I do just chatting and do what I want to do and what I think is important, I get 20 viewers and I make $1.50 and I can't pay rent. And that's the pressure. That's the pressure of success and failure. It starts pushing you in a pathway that feels not the path you want to be on. And it's responsibilities and pressures and that sort of stuff, especially if like, oh my God, I've sacrificed so much, I can't fail, I have to do this. So a lot of that pressure was back in the day. Now I'm kind of like, I'm going to do my best, and if it succeeds, awesome. If it fails, awesome. At least I did my best. Rather than doing my best at something that didn't feel right for reasons, for pressure.
Pesos.
Thanks, Snack. No! He's got too many yachts already. He's got too many yachts. Heck yeah, Chaos. Heck yeah. Also, I'm guessing you might be a little bit of an artist with the name. Thanks, Snack. Thanks for the 6 months, dude. I appreciate that, man. I hope you put up some photos in the tattoo channel. And see, I started talking about... This is why YouTubers always say subscribe in the videos. Because if you don't say subscribe, no one subscribes. If you say subscribe, 20% get annoyed, and then 20% might actually subscribe. So if I didn't talk about Twitch Prime, Chaos wouldn't have remembered. It's really... But then it's like, if you talk about it too much, then like, what am I talking about it just to get monetary gain? That's gross. Being a creator is annoying. My brain is always fighting itself. It's so silly. So silly. I think I've caught up with chat. I think so. Maybe. I just read my petite ankles. Have we caught up? Thanks guys for the subs. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. Be right back, take a piss. Exact same statement. Yeah, because I will be right back. I'm taking a piss. Normally I say I'm going to take a slash. I don't know where that came from. It's an Aussie colloquialism. I'm going to take a slash. I like saying drain the main vein. You know? Taking a slash. That's Australian. Australian. Are they less strong if you hit them on purpose? I don't know. I don't know. What are we talking about? Oh yeah, I'm not discrediting self-diagnosis, but I do think it's really important to seek professional advice, because like I said, self-diagnosis is not invaluable, but there is a propensity for people to self-diagnose more than they should. And that's a small part of it. It's like the bad actors that make the other ones, the proper research people, struggle. But even when I got the diagnosis with ADHD and even with depression and stuff, I've been very aware in my own brain not to let it become an excuse or not to let it become a crutch where it's like, can't do that, depressed. Can't do that, ADHD. It's like, there are some things that are real reasons and real justifications, but it's very easy to go, oh, my life sucks and I'm putting in no effort. Oh, I'm depressed. Oh, how many professionals have you seen? None? You know, but again, it's like, you have to work with the resources you have available, and as long as you're being an authentic person and you're not going down that pathway, I feel like that pathway can trick your brain a little bit. And I've run into more than a handful of those people that are just, yeah, sort of give a bad name to the rest of the people that are really struggling, because it's, especially with ADHD, from the external view, even from internally, I thought I was lazy piece of shit. And, you know, I'm not superhuman. But of course I'm lazy at some points. I'm just lazy like a human now. But from the outside, it's very easy to go, oh, procrastinating, lazy, sad. You must just be lazy. Or I have low dopamine because of disorder. You can't tell. And if you're not an expert in yourself, you also can't tell. So it's very easy to go down that path even if it's not accurate. Doesn't mean it's, again, generalizations never work because there's always exceptions to the rules. It's just reflecting, being critically analyzing your own thoughts, meditating, all that sort of stuff, researching, educating, seeking help, seeking resources, talking to people, forming your opinion based off of evidence, not just off of what makes it easier to give excuses to the world. I don't know how to phrase this very well, and I'm cautious of trying to be precise with my language here because I don't want to say anything that makes things worse, because I'm trying to make things better. But hopefully you guys understand my point a little bit. Work with the resources you have, and as long as you're being genuine, then that's the main thing. It's the main thing. But like with everything in life, there are bad actors, and the bad actors give a bad name to the ones that aren't bad actors, which is annoying. Because then it kind of dismisses those that are really struggling. I think I'm caught up. And yeah, also, another good point, like, don't let anyone else's position or situation or struggles or advantages, don't let anyone else tell you what's the right path for you. Like, you're a human, you have a brain, you can think, consider what's best for you. Someone in a different situation might have a different best for them. So if someone else goes like, that won't work, this will work, don't do this, do this, well, they don't live your life. You know, only you know you. But sometimes the voice tells you the person that you are that's not right. And that's where outside help can be useful. But again, not a professional. Just a sad boy trying to get better. That's about him. Thank you for the sub. Thank you for the prime. Say about 2 prime gamers in chat. Heck yeah. Look at us go. Yeah, I feel that, MJ. I feel that. You just lurk and send hugs? Dude, that's very appreciated. Lurking and sending hugs is a big thing. A big thing. The public system was like, lol, no. Rough, man. Rough. There isn't much else I can do. Sometimes it's like that. But is there something tiny you could do? Something tiny? Something tiny that in 10 years from now, enough tiny things put together will help? Maybe. Maybe. Just that window. Just leave that window. Instead of going like, I can't do it. There's not much I can do. Very accurate. But that means there's something little you can do. You know, but you can only do so much. You can only do so much. It's just a matter of not being absolute and not saying, you're not giving up. But sometimes there's nothing you do. Sometimes there's nothing you do. And that's an important thing as well, where if I go through my whole life not trying, but still succeeding, you learn the bad lesson not to try. And then the success feels empty and you don't feel happy. But the other side of it is you can do everything right. You can do everything right. You can do as much as you can. You can try your absolute best, do everything perfect and still fail. And don't let that dishearten you. Don't be results focused, be performance focused. Tried my best, did everything I possibly could, and shit still went wrong. That's life. Don't let that discourage you from trying again. It's just, sometimes life just smacks you. Sometimes life just smacks you. If you've done the best you can do, then no one else can expect anything better. Even your own brain. But it's really nice. Everyone's sharing this stuff. Nice. What sort of art do you do, Chaos? And yeah, especially being new to the community as well. That's also a very good point. Yeah, media is dog shit. Media is terrible. News is terrible. Everything's terrible. Internet's terrible. Everything's terrible. Everything's terrible. Older generation's terrible. Younger generation's terrible. My generation terrible. Everything's terrible. But that's alright. They don't have to be more terrible. Oh, you booked in. Nice, MJ. Nice. Yeah, I remember talking to you the other day about some of the struggles. Yeah, let me know, dude. I mean, if you're comfortable, let me know. I appreciate it. All right. I'm going to open up my notepad and blinding white light myself. Did I cover any of the stuff I wanted to talk about? Talked about the first 2 sentences. And then everything else I wrote, I didn't talk about. Oh, we talked about male indicators of struggling as well. What about that? All right, 2 out of 10. We can talk about that. Yeah, I can imagine that would be an incredibly difficult thing to learn. Cat lady, good luck with it, man. But it sounds like you know, you're caring and thoughtful, which is the best first step. Oh, yeah, man. It's and that's one of those things where it's hard to even talk about, MJ, because it's like that seems like such a normal or like unreasonable thing to be upset about. But everyone has different levels of sensory issues. That you know, and especially like I found myself personally, I used to get really like yeah, anxious and paranoid, I guess. Sounds like outside sounds or just various stuff would freak me out, would really freak me out. And a lot of that stuff, one of the things I was thinking about where it was like, okay, for example, let's say noise outside. And I was like, all right, so there's 2 things I can do. I can either like soundproof the house and there's no noise, or like should I be trying to fix the problem that is stressing me out, or should I make myself stronger so the problem doesn't stress me out as much? The thing is still the same thing. And I didn't soundproof the house. But like just the small stuff that I've been doing lately, all the shit that used to just like wreck my brain, that used to stress me out so much. Phone calls, going to parties, email, like, or just noise, like all that sort of stuff would stress me out so much. And it's still happening. It's just, I'm in a little bit better of a spot mentally that I don't even notice them anymore. That's what I talked about in cold showers the other day on Instagram, where it's like the cold shower kind of resets your bullshit meter. Like if a cold shower's up here, you've done this terrible, terrible, scary thing in the morning, and then it's like, oh, the phone call's down here now. Like beforehand, like, oh, phone calls up here, comment on Twitter's up here, the news is up here, like all these scary things. But then you do the cold shower, and you're like, oh, traffic is like this annoying. It's nowhere near as bad as the thing I did this morning. So everything else just gets a little bit quieter. It just kind of resets the scale of bullshit. Where you're like, oh, if I got into the cold today when I didn't want to, then why am I going to get stressed about this thing? Because this thing is so much less stressful than the stressful thing in the morning. I found that to be really useful mentally, personally. But if you're interested in that stuff, I haven't put the video up today, but Instagram, there's me with my kid off, freezing my nuts off. Very cold, very cold. I was going to talk about a few things. But I think my long-acting medication has worn out exactly right now, because I took it exactly 10 hours ago. When I got up this morning, I'll touch on it briefly. I was thinking a lot about like Australian banter, and I don't know how the banter works in other countries. I know some countries it's like kind of a no-go. It's very like stiff upper lip sort of thing. But it's really good to have. My stream's kind of abrasive sometimes when we get a bit more bantery. because it's really hard to judge familiarship between a username and a streamer. And you'll find this as well. Like if you've got a really, really close friend, you can insult them and they won't be upset because you're not really insulting them. They know that you're really, really good friends. So they know that it's just, it's clearly a joke. There's no intent or malice behind it. You know, best friend like 20 years, went to his wedding and stuff. If I call him a fat shit, he's not gonna like actually think I'm fat shaming or actually think I'm trying to insult him or actually think I'm being mean or malicious or hurtful, because I'm not. I'm poking fun at a friend. And then if he calls me Casper the Ghost, you just ribs and dick, mate, you look terrible, then I don't get insulted because he's just poking fun. And I'm not that sensitive. But everyone's got their own different level of sensitivities. And it's an important thing to keep in mind as well, especially if you're Australian. It's hard to judge that familiarship. If you call your best mate fat, he probably won't get upset because you're friends with him. If you call a random stranger on the street that, they will probably get upset because they don't have a basis of experience or character or relationship with you to know your intentions. It's only after you become really familiar with someone can you know the intentions. And there's that really good quote where it's like, you shouldn't ascribe maliciousness to something that could be incompetence, you know? Which doesn't fit too well with this, but it's really easy to just assume negative intentions to start with. And I see this a lot on Twitter, and I see this a lot with people yelling at each other, where it's like, oh, you meant this. Well, did they miscommunicate? Did you misinterpret? What was the intention, the context? What's going on here? It's very easy to just go like, oh, I'm hurt because you insulted me. Well, maybe I didn't mean to. Maybe there's something else going on here, you know? And Australian banter is very interesting. Yeah, and also neurodiversity as well. That does blur the lines for sure. Different social skills, different awarenesses, and all that sort of stuff. And that's totally reasonable as well. And if you don't know, that's why it's really important to be careful bantering. I guess banter is the best word. Be careful like teasing or poking fun at people unless you know them really well. And because everyone's got different sensitivities. You know, I've had people in the chat that have left because I've insulted them. But I insulted them with a smile and a friendly ribbing because I thought we were close. But I underestimated their sensitivities, which happens sometimes. And something that I've been more aware of on stream and more aware in public. And it's hard as well because with your closest friends, you know, oh my God, there's so many jokes. The trainer at the gym pointed out, they were like, oh my God, I can't believe how much you guys insult each other. Me and my friend at gym, it's just back and forth. It's just, you're a fat shit, look at this. Oh, this and this, this and this. It's just back and forth. And it's nothing but like love, and like we're both smiling and it's friendly and it's almost motivating. You know, it's kind of like checking your friends. If you've got really, really close people around you, then if you're really comfortable with people, they might go, hey mate, you're not looking too good. Are you okay? What's going on? You know, they can actually check you, rather than if a stranger did that, it'd be insulting. BRB. Wow. I hope you have a fibrous bowel movement, swag. Hope you do. It must be an Australian thing, but I had a few, especially I went to the comedy club the other week as well, because we're going to be doing stand-up comedy in 11 days, I guess, for my birthday. So I'm going to film that. I don't know if I'm going to show it on Twitch, but it'll be shown to the community. It'll be shown to you guys, whether or not it be YouTube or Discord. I have to work out. Oh my God, that's so scary. I gotta get to work. But there's so much, there's very, it's not so much thick skin, it's just it's kind of a casual mindset in Australia where it's so common. I think Britain might be the same as well. It's so common to just poke fun at each other that it's not taken in a aggressive way immediately. And also it's, I was thinking about this the other day because the female trainer was like, oh, that's kind of strange how mean you are to each other. I'm like, what do you mean? It's fine. I don't know where I heard this from, but it seems to be accurate to the best of my knowledge. But I think this might be an Australian thing too. Please let me know if you have a different experience. But from what the thing that I heard was guys insult each other and don't mean it, but girls compliment each other and don't mean it. And immediately I thought about high school and I'm like, yeah, that kind of fits. Guys will insult each other and not mean it, and it's just a bit of fun and ribbing. Whereas girls will be like, wow, you look so pretty. Wow, did you see that slag? She's terrible. And that's a very generalization. Very generalization. But very rarely did that happen. I mean, guys complimenting other guys is like never happens. It's never like, wow, you have clear skin today, mate. Wow, you're looking so fit and skinny. Wow, you're so attractive today. That never happens. Of course not. Of course not, because of the whole history of the changing culture and stuff. But I've definitely seen that in terms of high school and girls, where it's a lot of complimenting to the face and then a lot of snarkiness behind it, and that just it plays into like two different sides. One gets self-esteem issues and struggles, and the other one gets self-esteem issues from the insults. So where everyone struggles. But I wanted to talk about the reason why I wanted to mention the Australian banter thing and having friends that you can feel comfortable around is because it kind of plays into like if you're comfortable enough to be honest with your friends, then you're also comfortable enough to share when things are going wrong, because you know that, oh, if that person teases me, banters with me, it's not coming from a place of insulting, it's not coming from a place of meanness. So it's comfortable enough to share the problems, and then you can kind of like get help and stuff. And it's also important to have people that push you. And I think maybe the Australian guys are somewhat okay at this, but having people that push you when you need to be pushed is really important, just like having people that can give you the space and take care of you when you need to be taken care of is important. Both of those things are important. But if you only have one of them, you're not going to go anywhere. And if you have the same thing, it's it's a balance that is tricky as fuck. And I think having, for me personally, male friends that will insult you in a playful, non-insulting way, it's kind of like a kick in the ass and a push without being like, you need to do this, go do this, or like really disciplined mindset drill sergeant. It's just like, oh, you fat shit, when's the last time you went for a run? No, I should go for a run. Yeah, come on, you can do it. Get after it. It's actually a positive pushing. It's a positive reinforcement sort of thing, rather than a insulting sort of thing. So if you've got friends around you that are like that that you're comfortable enough with, don't take them for granted. It's really important. And then also be aware if you're being too coddled or if you're being too pushed. You don't want someone to be berating you and insulting you or making you feel bad, but you also don't want someone being like, you're the best ever, you're wonderful, you're so good, don't do anything, you're perfect the way you are. Both those are bad. And also both of those extremes are probably voices you've had in your own head, where you'll have a moment of arrogance. Oh, I'm the best, I'm the great, oh my god, I'm terrible, I'm the worst, I can't do anything. You've got both of those. So it's important to realize that they're both wrong. Right, somewhere in the middle. If your brain's telling you that you're the worst ever, that everything sucks, you can't do it, it's wrong. Don't listen to it. You know it's wrong. A part of you in the back of your brain knows it's wrong. You just haven't reinforced it. And if your brain's telling you that I'm so special, everyone else below me sucks, I'm the king, they're all shit, then that's wrong too. Check yourself. So, in the middle. Just like if you got really aggressive friends, no good. Or really coddling friends, no good. Somewhere in the middle. So see those extremes in the relationships you have in real life, but also see them when you hear that voice in your head. You'll hear that voice that goes, you suck. And go, hang on, that's probably not accurate. Oh, well then you're the best in the world. Well, that's probably not accurate either. Don't listen to your thoughts, because they're wrong. Unless they're telling you good stuff, they might be right. But at least for me, my thoughts never work. My brain is my biggest liability and my biggest strength, but it's only been a liability. So you got to reflecting and meditating, and that's why speaking out and talking to people and being vulnerable and asking other people's opinions is good, because once you actually have to verbalize a thought you have, you'll find as you start the sentence that, oh, hang on, as I'm speaking, I realize that's a dumb idea. Like if you have to verbalize it to someone, you'll catch yourself. But if you're just in your own head, you can convince yourself of all sorts of silly things. If you're logical, and it's really easy to talk yourself into depression. Very, very hard to talk yourself out of nihilism. But sometimes people around you can help you with that, which is good. Might be an Australian thing, but it's like with my level of riffraff, I would I think I'd get in a lot of trouble in America. And also, it's kind of that's where the ADHD comes into it. If you don't have impulse control and you say to a cop, "Oh, fucking good job getting the revenue today, dickhead," he's walking off. Yeah, you're probably going to get fined even more. Or if someone's bullying you and you insult them, you're probably going to get beaten up. So the impulse control from ADHD is important there too. You got to be aware of what's appropriate to banter about, or when your mouth is going to get you in trouble. Mine has got me into trouble a little bit. And I didn't learn the lesson because I didn't have the tools to learn the lesson. Now I do, kind of, ish. That's an interesting denial. You should raise that point. I don't know if I'm just reading the comment you said to Brev MJ. I don't know how you would do that, but if there's some way for feedback or complaint, or just email, just be like, hey, this is these are the reasons you've denied me service. Can you please explain to me how you reach these reasons? What evidence or expertise has led you to reach these reasons? Because it seems stupid. And they might tell you like really good reason. They might say, oh shit, we actually just were lazy. Yeah, that's kind of silly, MJ. I'm sorry that happened. Yeah, disrespectful and unprofessional, yeah. Yeah, it's all about the familiarity, if you can pick up on it or not. Like, that's why it's so Hi, from Germany. Welcome. I speak no German. I say ich liebe dich. That's about it. I got the kind of blue eye, the kind of blonde hair, kind of blue eyes. My birthday is actually the 50th anniversary of my German family moving to Australia. So I was thinking about just insulting them for my birthday. They robbed me of my birthday presents. I want presents. Hey, No Guns, what's up, dude? I'm the blurst. Yes. Very smart. SMRT. Mr. Homer. What was I reading? Oh yeah, it's super about familiarity. And it's also, I think one of the biggest problems that I've seen in like relationships or friendships, or I mean, just on social media even, is someone will say something and then someone else go, you did this, or you said this, or you made me feel this. And it's very accusatory. It's like assuming intentions upon someone else when it might have just been miscommunication. It's much better to say, you know, it's a therapy thing. Use I words. Go like, hey, I feel this way from what you said. Is that what you meant? Open a question. If as soon as you go, you did this, then immediately it's defensive, ego turns on, emotions turn on. And once the emotions kick in, you can know the train's out the gate. Train's out the gate. Well, train has left the station. The horse is out the gate. Things are going fast that it cannot be pulled back. You know, the load has been unloaded from the truck and cannot be reloaded. Caught myself there. What's up, Spencer? You know, once you start arguing, the egos get involved, the emotions get involved. It's just reaction. It's much better to have open-ended questions. You go like, hang on, whatever happened, whatever I said, I might have said a joke for the purpose of comedy and levity, and someone might have taken it in a negative way and felt uncomfortable or insulted, which was not my intention. You know, we all make mistakes as humans. But the best way to go is, oh, did you mean this? This is how I took it. Oh, shit. Then it's my fault because I miscommunicated. But the intention of the joke was not successful because it actually made people feel sad, not feel good. So it's just a combination of miscommunication and misinterpretation. And those are two things that the entire world sucks at. Like, I feel like most of the world agrees on most things. It's just that people don't know how to communicate. And you can't do it with like 140 characters. People are very quick to yell when it doesn't help anybody. That's an interesting one, No Gun. At the comedy club, I said a joke. Man, I'm gonna get cancelled with this. I thought it was funny. The comedy club that I went to in like locally, they're so great. They're like talking about university and LGBT stuff and all. Like, just everyone's like making fun of themselves. And there was one of the guys was a blind guy and was making all these blind jokes. And then one of the friends went up there and was making blind jokes and stuff. And the blind guy said he was like, oh, fuck you or whatever, like yelled at the next person. They're like friends. And then the friend was like, oh, this is bullshit. Like, you know, what did you say? Oh, I think they were like, oh, how do you like insult a blind person without them not knowing? And I yelled out, flip him off. I thought that was funny. A few people laughed. Maybe I was a bit drunk. I thought it was funny. And like the blind guy was laughing too. I was like, that's a pretty good joke. That's a pretty good joke. That's how you get away with it. It's such a good little club. Like, I just think I might just go up there and just talk about my own problems and just make fun of myself. Like, everyone's just teasing each other. But if you take that like word for word verbatim out of that context, it's like, it can be seen as like a really bad thing. instead of a bunch of friends poking fun at each other for all the problems that we have ourselves. You know, it depends on the situation. Is so important. So important. I can't see the humor in it. Why are you, Pepe, laughing? Did I? Oh, I was like, where's the joke? Where's the joke? And then I got it. The context is super key. And that's what I mean about like being wary of who you banter with, because you might assume familiarity with someone that is more sensitive and they might misinterpret what you said, or you might have miscommunicated it. It might be something. But but then when you find friends that you're really close with, then you can kind of you're so comfortable with each other that you know that you care about each other. You know that you're not intending to insult them. You're just teasing a good friend. But it's a hard line to do, and especially in Australia when the banter is so brutal. Like you banter with people, you know, when you meet someone, like first comment you say to them, but it's hard to know. Just because you intend it to be a light-hearted ribbing, they might be really sensitive, and then you like, you know, you both made a mistake. But I think most people most people's problems are miscommunication, not that most people are intentionally malicious. I don't think most people are intentionally mean. There's definitely some people out there that are, but it's wrong to assume everyone's mean. Maybe everyone's just an idiot. How you been, Spence? You been good, dude? You been good? Hola. Little Pepsis. Dude, I can't see any of my friends anymore. Cat Lady, Ot1, nice job. We won't do another battle. I can't see any of my late night friends anymore. All the goddamn EU streamers, all the American degenerates. I'm on a normal schedule now. I'm streaming during the day. It should. That's what kind of freaked me out as well, Prev. You know, in terms of the whole self-help thing, they're like retraining your thought patterns and your behaviors and patterns and habits and all that sort of stuff. Is the brain is an organ. It's just mushy and it's just got thoughts. We go like, oh, the brain controls the body. Or the brain is an organ like a muscle. You can train it. You can discipline it. It's just working on it. It's just that small step. It's so many, like, I never spent any time working on my brain, which is such a crazy thing. Like, most people don't. And then after I spent 3 months, 6 months working on it, oh my God, it's thinking better. It's more effective. It's less negative, you know? It's like, it's crazy. It's crazy. And I think that's also why you don't see too many, like, again, generalization, but you don't see too many, like, really depressed, like, martial artists or bodybuilders or anything, because, like, the discipline of the body translates to the discipline of the mind. There's, I think it's a quote from Seneca as well, you know, you must treat the body rigorously so it is not disobedient to the mind. And I've really found that with exercise. Every time I don't want to exercise, and every time I do it, then I feel better that I've done it when I didn't want to. Like, if you only do things that are good for you when it's convenient, you're just reinforcing that, oh, I can only go for a walk when things are perfect. You're reinforcing that everything has to be perfect for you to do the good thing. But if you do, you know, the best gym sessions are the ones you didn't want to go, but you went anyway, and you still did it. Those are the ones that feel the best. Not the ones that you were really excited to go, and everything was great weather, and you went to do it, and it's all great. It's just reinforcing, oh, but it's a bit, you can't do it now. You only do it when it's perfect. You gotta reinforce your brain to like difficult things, or it's gonna just reinforce staying in bed and being warm, because staying in bed being warm is so nice. It's so nice. It's so nice, but easy things don't challenge you. And if you never challenge, you never grow. And if you never grow, you stay the same. And if the person you are now is not the person you want to be, but if you don't take action to change that, then you are going to be the person you are. You're going to be the person you don't want to be tomorrow. But you don't have to be. You got the strength. That's the thing. You got the strength. I can't communicate worth shit with any amount of characters. Unlucky. God damn it, Teddy. Yeah, that's super unprofessional. Yeah, good dude. Stand up for yourself. File a complaint. You got this. Stand up for yourself. I got misdiagnosed by a doctor by a psychiatrist so terribly that when I checked the website afterwards, that psychiatrist no longer works at that clinic. That's right, chat. I'm so disabled I got a psychiatrist fired. He was so wrong. His diagnosis was so wrong. He was dismissive. He wasn't listening. He was arrogant. He had a preconceived idea of what he wanted the diagnosis to be, and then he fit the symptoms into his already diagnosis, leading questions. It was terrible. I got a really good memory with that sort of shit. I remember the entire hour interview. I called the CEO. I laid out point by point by point why he made the conclusion he did, why it was wrong, why he was a fuckwit, and the CEO agreed with me and said, "We're sorry. Second opinion next week with me." No cost, thank God. I broke down hard. That was almost too much to bear, that misdiagnosis, because then I thought, oh, now I have to argue against a professional. I gotta go back on the waiting list for another year, and I'm not just starting from fresh. Now I have to come in and argue against a professional's opinion about why it's wrong. I was really fucked up. But I realized that if anyone was in a worse position than I was, and I was in a bad one, that level of misdiagnosis and poor quality level of care and attention would push someone over the edge. So I wasn't just standing up for myself. I was like, if anyone else goes through this, they're gonna, yeah, I know how much this has affected me, and I'm relatively, it's hard to be complimentary, but I've dealt with a lot. So I know I can deal with a lot. But if there's anyone out there that's dealing with more or that can't deal with it, then they're going to have a bad go. So I complained goddamn so hard. But I complained tactically, professionally. Yeah, I gave my reasons. I gave my evidence, my reasons. And the doctor agreed with me. Which is crazy because I'm just a random idiot. And this other guy had like 15 years of experience being a psychiatrist. And he was so fucking wrong, it wasn't even funny. So fucking wrong. And he no longer works there. That's right. I am the disabled champion. I am the flag bearer. I'm face painted, freedom, charging. I'm at the front. Yeah, man, you're spot on, Brev. You're spot on. I've been such a pleasure having you pop into chat today. You're all over it, dude. You're all over it. That's interesting, Swag. That's interesting. Interesting. I think you've you get along with guys heaps well. Stop spitting logics to me, dude. I'm spitting these logics to myself verbally so I remember them. I just had to spend so I mean decades, but so long like yelling at my own brain. Just yelling at it, and it's exhausting. But I'm starting to work better, kind of. After I end the stream, I'll put up a video of me in the cold shower this morning. God damn, it's cold. If you want like self-help, philosophical, pseudo rant, motivational shit, Instagram is the place to go. I post cold showers and I post videos of kangaroos and the Australian bush. It's the most like. The cold showers aren't because I'm like screaming like it's freezing. But the Australian bush is so nice. So nice. Magpies, I try to go up there and walk with my grandmother every so often. It's been such a source of strength for me. It's been pretty good. And then Twitter and just everything. But I'm active on all of them. Discord's good too, the VOD channel. This will be on YouTube 10 minutes after I end. Oh, it's terrible. It's terrible, Snackback. It's terrible. It's terrible. Don't give yourself hypothermia. Don't like actually hurt yourself. I said to someone said to me, like, oh, I love cold showers in the summer. They're so relaxing. And I was like, well, I'm glad it's winter then. I don't want relaxing. I've delved down that pathway of hedonistic nihilism so much and vices and all that sort of stuff. And I want to run towards the scary thing. I want it to be cold because I don't want to be cold. You know, I don't want to get in the cold, but that's why it's important that it has to be terrible. Because if I can face the terrible thing head on, prove to myself I can overcome that mental barrier, then I'm reinforcing that when a challenge happens, when a scary thing happens, when an obstacle happens, when something goes wrong, instead of freaking out, panic attack, running away, withdrawing, quitting, giving up, I can go, all right, we can run towards the problem. It's going to suck. We know it's going to suck. It's going to be terrible. It's going to be so terrible. but we're still going to face it head on. And you surprise yourself at how much you can overcome if you start with that belief in yourself. But it's small steps. Small steps. The cold shower thing is the way I started doing it. Like I said, 3 months ago I couldn't even shower. The first step was I promised myself I'd shower once that week. Sunday 11 p.m. finally showered. Like I left to the last minute. And the next week I said I'll shower twice this week. I got to a real bad stage. Next week showered twice. Then I started showering more regularly. Then I said, all right, at the end, 10 seconds of cold at the end of the shower. Wow, that was terrible. Next day, 10 seconds of cold. Wow, that was terrible. Next day, I don't want to do it, but we just did it. Let's do it again, 10 seconds of cold. Then the next week, did only cold showers. Cold showers in the morning, warm showers at night. And then the next week after, now I'm just doing cold showers every day. Or every Monday to Friday. So I'm on the third week at the moment. But it wasn't just like one day I woke up and was like, let me climb Everest today. It was no, small step. As small as possible. Every day, every week, every month. Small step. Like, if you had have told me 3 months ago that I'd be on my third week of cold showers, I would have like bet everything I owned, which is not much, that you were lying to me. There's no possible way. And that's the thoughts in the brain. My brain's like, there's no possible way you could ever do that. Don't even try. All right, well, can you do this? No, that's too hard. Can you do this? No way, that's too hard. What about this? A bit too hard. What about this? Maybe. What about this? All right, I reckon I could take that small step. Next day. What about this? All right. What about this? No, can't do that. Impossible. Can't do that. Can't do that. Can't do that. What about this? All right. What about this? And then you just spiral upwards. It's very, very hard. And yeah, like also the most important thing to remember is do not compare yourself to anybody. Everyone has their own path. I see you, Fang. Welcome home. Everyone has their own things to do. Like your best effort today might be making it to tomorrow. And that's awesome. Don't compare your best effort today with someone's best effort that's further down the path. Because comparison is a thief of joy. There is no... the only person you should compare yourself to is the person you were yesterday. As long as you take a tiny step forward today that you didn't take yesterday, good on you. Feel pride. You know? And a whole year of small steps is way more important than beating someone on Instagram who's a CrossFit bodybuilder model that can do everything that's rich. Don't compare yourself to anyone. That's why social media can be rough sometimes. And that's I try to yell that in the shower when I do the cold shower videos, because the last thing I want someone to do is see that and go like, wow, I wish I had the energy to do that. Wow, that's so impressive. I can't do that. No, I'm just an average dickhead. I'm just an average dickhead. There's nothing special about me. I sunk so goddamn low. Yeah. Those that have known me for ages know what a degenerate I am. All right. I want to be like a source of inspiration that if this idiot can do it, if this weak piece of shit can do it, then you absolutely can. You're way stronger. You can do it. Of course you can. You just gotta prove it to yourself. And if you don't believe it yourself yet, then let me believe in you first, and then be accountable, and then it'll help. But, you know, live your life. Do what you want. Do what you want. Just trying to help. But it is possible. That's the main thing. Try not to think in absolutes where can't do this, can do this. Don't think in absolutes. Just go, this looks difficult. Don't think I can conquer it. But if I were going to try to conquer it, what would be this tiny step I could take to get towards conquering it? It's just that slight different change in internal language. And then it opens that door to like, well, what if I could do it? Well, how would I do it? What would I do next? I'm speaking very generally here, metaphorically, not just about showers. But anyone that's ever been super depressed knows how hard it is to like actually shower and take care of yourself. So even that is a huge step, you know? Even that's a huge step. Oh, is that true, Master Yoda? Well, actually, does Yoda say that? I think Yoda says that first in the swamp, and then Obi-Wan repeats it. But guess what, Yoda? That's an absolute. You goddamn Sith Lord, I knew it. That's an absolute. Star Wars, there you go. Immersion ruined. Terrible series. It's kind of true though. Like you wanna walk away from the dark. You wanna embrace the light. You know, you don't want to entertain the dark side in your head. It's gonna trick you. You want to have faith in the good side in your head. There's a parallel there, but maybe an hour ago when the meds were still active, I could have thought of it. We're probably getting close to ending. Hi, Steph. It's good to see you. I hope work is going well and stuff. I think I saw your... You must have liked something on Twitter. You changed your name? Took him 6 years and dying. I'm mad at Yoda for several reasons, alright? He fought Palpatine, he went, I'm gonna run away down a hole. The fight's not over, mate. He's still there. Get back up the hole, you little goddamn green midget. Go fight him. He's, I fell over. I guess I have to retreat to a swamp for a million years. Climb back up and fight him. He's still going. Oh, he threw a seed at you. Oh, whoops. Unacceptable. Unacceptable. But nowhere near as bad as the last 3 movies. They really took that series for a nosedive, didn't they? My childhood. I'm such a bitter boomer. Such a bitter boomer. I can't remember, Steph. I could be confusing you with a different yellow duck. There are multiple yellow ducks. You heathen snack pack. I haven't even seen him. I don't give a shit. Let me read the big thing. That's kind of interesting, snack pack, because that's actually a very common symptom of ADHD. But that not saying that everything that's related is actually a disorder. That's how I was too. It's all or nothing. Either I can do like cold turkey or just do it all at once or do nothing. There's no in between. It's either like decision paralysis, permanent procrastination, or balls to the wall, max effort, and then nothing. Do you know how to fight a kangaroo? Easy, mate. Easy, mate. All right, I'll teach you. All right, Australian lessons with Scary Drop Bear. You come across a kangaroo. First, square up, all right? Hit him with the left, the right, the good night. Always works. And as you hit him the left, right, good night, you got to be yelling, don't tussle with the muscle, the thunder from down under, the tower of power. You got to be yelling it out. And then you win. And then you win. But realistically, if you see a kangaroo, don't fucking fight it. It's going to kick you in the goddamn groin. And it's going to tear your stomach out with its raptor claws. And don't do it, Mason. Don't do it. Don't fight crocodiles either. But where is it? Where's the kangaroos? I love seeing the kangaroos. Where are they? There you go. Little kanga got nice and close the other day. Oh, it's so nice going out country, going walkabout. So nice. There was did I put it on Instagram or was it on Twitter? I can't remember. Look, there's me in the cold shower yelling things. And there's me getting angry and flipping off the shower. That was my first week. Finished the first week. I was so proud of myself. Where is it? This one?
They were the other day. No. Still where are they? Still a beautiful.
Oh, they're a little bit further away.
Yeah.
A 93-year-old grandma.
Luckily, the phones have a magnifying glass.
Look at her.
So fast.
She's a goddamn sprinter. She's a goddamn sprint champion. It's ridiculous. She's so fast. She's like, we need a magnifying glass. I'm like, Grandma, the phones have magnifying glasses. It's okay. Yeah.
Do you think we'll scare them if we go say
Listen
hello?
to the magpie sounds. Oh, it's such,
they're watching us.
Such serotonin.
Don't worry.
Yeah, well, they're a bit worried. Yes, you are. You're very... There I go, hopping.
Do you think we'll scare them if we go say hello?
I love the magpie warbling. We saw some. Yeah, it's my 93-year-old grandma. She's so wonderful. She's such an inspiration. Like, I can't... She's lived her life so well. Like, no drinking, no smoking, no artificial lights, always in the garden, always working, always busy, exercise, like marathons at 60. She's just... You know when people say like, oh, you got to eat right, you got to be healthy. When you're like 15, you're like, yeah, whatever, mate. Binge drink, sack a goon. But that's the result. You got a 93-year-old that is smarter and fitter than I am at 30. It really pays off. Oh, that's up at the river. Sometimes I go to the river for Easter. What was the other kangaroo one? Oh, is this...
That's a big boy.
Have a look at this.
Yes.
He's having a scratch.
Oh, he's patting his stomach.
Scratch.
Yeah.
What it look like trying to rearrange my underwear.
Wonder if they've got joeys.
Smile.
That's a big one.
Such serotonin. So I put that up on the my Instagram is full of me cold shit. Look at that face. Look at that face. I am unhappy. Every day I'm unhappy. I'm so unhappy. There's not a single bit of happiness in the cold showers. It's just me. Look at the pain. The pain in my face. It's always pain. It's terrible. It's always terrible. But I actually went through. Look at what I used to look like. I was so goddamn. It's like 20 kilos overweight. Oh, I was not in a good spot. I was not in a good spot. The old photos of me are so I don't even recognize myself. I don't even recognize myself. Man, I think I put some up on. Is there another kangaroo photo on here? Someone said kangaroos, so now my brain is just full of kangaroos. Oh, that might be the same one. Yeah, follow the socials. Follow the socials. Do it. And if you do, you get a high five. At 4 a.m. Yeah, but also, I mean, like if you're trying to sleep, then they're not great. But it's she's the sweetest. I got all the charity people and some homeless people and the mayor of the council and stuff and all of their bus friends, like all these 90-year-old bus friends and stuff. And I got the op shop ladies and got a bunch of people to sign her a birthday card for her 93rd, and it was so sweet. So sweet. She's so lovely. They're really cool. They're really cool. You don't want to get too close because if they kick you, you're in trouble. Also, if you ever go to like a wildlife park, I probably can't mime it without getting TOS'd. If you go to a wildlife park, the big grey kangaroos or the red kangaroos, the grey kangaroos, they sit there like... Actually, I can't show it or you're going to see the whole fucking tackle and egg roll. But they sit there with their legs spread, just like... with just their like gigantic fucking cojones sticking out. They just give no shits. They are so relaxed. They're just sitting there. They're so free. They're so relaxed. You're just like, what are you doing, mate? You're just like, you throw him some fucking food or something. If you've seen a kangaroo at a wild park, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It tastes pretty good, to be honest. They are living the good life. They are. Yeah, like whenever I go up to the country and go walking with my grandma, like, you know, Saturday morning up at 5 a.m, 6 a.m, whatever, to get to, you know, get there for dawn and stuff. It's the last thing I want to do on a Saturday. You know, Monday to Friday gym, Monday to Friday cold showers. Saturday is like a day off. But I never regret it. Like one of the posts I said, you know, no one ever regrets getting out of bed early. Like you don't. You never regret getting out of bed early. You don't. When you wake up at 1 p.m. after sleeping in, you go, oh, I should have got up early. But if you like getting out of bed early, I was so tired, I was so exhausted, I wanted to sleep in. It was cold, it was miserable, all this sort of stuff. And then while I'm walking, I'm like, this is so nice. This is so nice. Like I would have regretted being in bed and not having this, you know. Enjoy your sleep, swag. It's always so good to see you. A good idea in the Discord, by the way. That's on the list. I'll get back to you. Everyone say goodnight to Swag, the wonderful artist of the dab and the other emotes. Good night, Swag. Thank you for spending your brief free time away from work in the stream. I appreciate it. Even though I've been neglecting your comments because I'm a bad streamer. But I appreciate you, dude. Appreciate you. 4 lakes and now I'm at 2. Oh, yeah, that'd be so cold. So cold, MJ. Your younger sister and the other siblings seem like a really good big sister, MJ. Taking care of them. I see all the snaps and stuff. Oh, how dare you? Who is it? Tofu? Oh, Tofu hasn't seen Lord of the Rings, right? Remember during The Light and the Fog, Keith was given a bunch of shit. It's pretty funny. Pretty funny. Yeah, it's good to see you. Good to see you, Steph. I think I've caught up with all the chat. Yeah, that's the that might be an ADHD thing as well. Oh, get out of here. Spend your money on tattoo stuff, Swag. You deserve to treat yourself. Thank you for giving to Brev. Brev is stuck here. And thank you for the followers as well, guys. I see him. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Are you number 1? Oh, you wait till Docs turns up. My dude. You are number 1. You're the only gifted sub this week. Wow. Wait till Mato sees it. Thank you, Swag. Enjoy your number 1. The brief time of you being at the top. Because you're going to be second very soon, I'm sure. What was I going to say? What is that comment, Snack? What? Oh, you're talking about the kangaroos. Okay. I read that comment out of context and I was like, what is he talking about? I can't even read that comment on stream. Kangaroos. Right. Yep. That's hilarious. Yeah. Like, I don't think anyone ever regrets getting up early. I don't think anyone ever does. What's up, Zaf? Coming for the booty? Who's got the booty emote? Is it called booty? The wiggle? I think Winter did that one. Which was good to see her today too. Was that swag? Someone bing bonged me. No, it was Dill, sweetie. I think we're gonna end chat. We're gonna end. Thank you for the stream today. I know it was a little bit of a heavy topic, kind of out of the nowhere. Bang, male suicide rates. Let's talk about it. It wasn't too heavy, but it was a topic that was on my mind recently, and thinking about how grateful I am for my friends around me, and seeing you know, these young kids helping each other out and stuff, and this and that. I think it's so important. I only learned today that the male suicide rate has been going up, which I didn't realize. And the more we talk about that sort of stuff, the more we be vulnerable, the more we share, the more we remove stigmas, the more we provide a comfortable space for everyone to share their struggles and their tribulations, and we help each other out, then the less that people need to struggle alone and get to those dark spots. Because when I was in dark spots, I was doing it alone. And the thing that saved me was sharing and leaning on friends. So I think it's a really important thing to talk about. The next stream will probably be tomorrow, maybe? Tomorrow? Thursday? Next week, I got the shipping order this morning. I don't know if I can talk about it. There was no, like, don't talk about it, but also talk about it. I don't know. I don't want to ruin it. It's a really good sponsorship. A really awesome collab with a company that I've fucking been supporting for like 20 years. They're fantastic. So incredibly grateful and lucky. But some things have been shipped to the Drop Bear 1-bedroom crack den. And next week, there's going to be an unboxing. We're going to be unboxing some cool shit. And we may give it away. Who knows what's going to happen. But we've got a proper collaboration, proper sponsorship with a company, which is something that is only happened a few times in my streaming career, and only being returned to Twitch in a few weeks and getting these opportunities, and actually not having the imposter syndrome to neglect these opportunities when they do appear. Actually pursuing them is a really different mindset and it's really optimistic for the stream's future. So big stuff coming next week. It's gonna be so exciting. Probably streaming tomorrow. If not tomorrow, Thursday. Probably casual shit talks and then games, I reckon. Casual shit talks and then games. Keep an eye on the Discord and the socials. This VOD will be up on YouTube after I end, if you prefer to watch content on there. If you missed anything, hey, pleasure having you, Brev. Pleasure bloody having you. Yeah, wonderful to see you. And that's, I mean, the people that I got inspiration from, that I look at mentors and that have been helpful to me, there's not too many of them out there that are sort of like vulnerable male role models and stuff. So that's why I think it's important for me to talk about it, because I look like I'm doing okay, and I'm not. I guess it's important to talk about this stuff. Important. Ask your friends if they're okay. Give your homie a hug. Be nice to everyone. Be nice to yourself. Oh, we'll have a look. Is anyone aligned to raid? I wanted to raid Schwain, but yeah, you raided me. Generous little shit. Oh, this is so hard. Oh, chat, go to Ali's stream and nominate her for Grassroots. She's good shit. We're gonna raid K-Raid. Hype up someone else and then don't raid them. Now we're gonna raid K-Raid. I can't say enough nice things about this man. I have a button for this, do I? I do have a button for this. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. I really appreciate it. We're going to raid K-Raid. He's playing Forever Skies. It's kind of like Raft, but in the sky. It's on my to-play list of games. It's such a chill little game. He raided us with 69 people the other day, and he waited for the 69th, which I thought was fan-bloody-tastic. Ooh, I apologize, MJ. If I'm ever looking for a new person to raid, I will ask for suggestions, though. I'm sure if you like them, it's as much of a vouch as that. Yeah, he's playing Forever Skies. It's like Raft in the sky. He plays jazz. He has a soft voice. He's very positive. He's a wonderful person. Great friend. Please go support him. Also go to Ali Stevens, playing only up, and give a nominate for Grassroots. We got Grassroots in 2018, 2019. Very lucky. I'll reply to your snap in a sec, Dill. Love you too, dude. Thank you all for the stream. Sorry for the heavy topics. I think they're important. Blah, blah, blah. My brain no worky. Yeah. I love you guys. I miss you already. I miss every single one of you already. Except for Swag. Bye, guys.
Oh no. Okay.
Scary Drop Bear is raiding with a party of